What's good, everybody? We are back at it again with another one of those other ones.
Right, welcome
Like
back,
a kid with a
everybody.
backpack. Oh crap!
The Ghostfire. Uh, gonna start things off today. You guys left off defeating Raw Derek, who activated this mysterious device that you guys had ended up destroying. You guys were said you were gonna go uh, take a nap, which you guys can take off that long rest if you haven't already.
Yes.
And you guys said you were gonna go deliver word to the Ghostfire Coalition as to the threat of Nicol Bolas, this dragon god that Rawl told you about in his final words. So, um, you guys, did everyone go back to sleep at the Ghostfire headquarters?
Yes.
I
If
went drinking at the bar. I intended to go back to the Ghostfire headquarters.
Okay,
Yeah, I would
fair.
have gone and talked to ZD at the library and then come back to settle in for the night.
Okay. Yeah, you guys do your nightly rituals
Where
before
did
going to bed.
Homegirl end up?
What's that?
Where did Homegirl end up?
Talking about Dahlia?
Yeah, she's my favorite.
She she left you off saying that she would be finishing up at Nivix before she headed back over to see Albert and kind of give him the rundown of what happened.
Okay, cool.
So you guys wake up the next morning feeling rejuvenated after your long day, couple days in the Gruel and Izzet areas. You guys meet up outside of the Ghostfire headquarters. Uh,
Before we enter, Runner would motion to the group to see if he can get a word in before we go in.
High five.
I'm just curious what animal Una's gonna get this morning, so I'm gonna roll her animal.
what's up, Runner?
Okay. Well,
Oh dear.
I there's something I have to tell everybody. So,
Oh
for
my
the
gosh,
last,
you're getting married.
not
Really?
quite,
Can I?
not quite.
Oh,
Okay.
For the last year or more, on behalf of Ghostfire, I have been infiltrating a secret guild known as House Demir.
I fucking knew it.
As if
Um,
we haven't been infiltrating guilds already.
on their behalf, I've been infiltrating the Izzet League.
Wait, we were supposed to be infiltrating guilds? Is that like a thing?
Not quite. It's kind of a thing. House Demir requires that you infiltrate another guild.
Oh, let
So
them infiltrate my guild. We could use some magic users.
That would have been pretty easy. Honestly, I probably could have got away with that with a lot less studying.
if okay, it's a lot to take in from me right now.
Well, I'm saying this right now, prefacing. My cover has been blown. ZD is actually my contact in House Demir.
I knew it.
We do care about each other. That's something that just kind of happened along the way. It wasn't intentional. She's also connected with Ghostfire. She's passed
I'm
me.
okay with vegetables, but I don't understand.
She's passed me word that House Demir is on to the both of us, and that they haven't discovered the identity of Ghostfire, but they know that I'm infiltrating them on behalf of somebody else. So I'm about to go in here and report to Ghostfire that my cover's blown, but I felt like you guys deserve to know first.
You can tell them that I figured it out. And the Gruul have done it.
So while you were infiltrating, did you cause some chaos?
I mean, I definitely. It's kind of been interesting because House Demir's whole reason for being, their self-proclaimed mission, is to keep the balance between the guilds. And so they collect information about other guilds. So along the way on a lot of our missions, I've been collecting things here and there and passing them on House Demir about some of the guilds that we've been working in and around.
You got nothing on my guild, right? Because Rakdos is awesome.
I've passed on a couple things about your guild to House Demir for sure.
Okay. Just checking.
Could we skew all this to where it was all Borgorigo's fault? Because that would really help me.
Well, it's not really anybody's fault. House Demir isn't going to use any of this stuff to like take over. That's not what they really try to do. They just want to make sure that no one guild becomes too strong, because if any one guild becomes stronger than the others, the balance falls apart, and then House Demir really doesn't have a reason to exist. Their whole existence is the way that they thrive is in the balance, and without the balance, their whole thing falls apart. So anything that I've given them is basically locked away.
Is Ziti your only contact of the Demir?
My position within House Demir did give me access to quite a bit. I was known as like a keeper of secrets. Ziti was my original contact when I got in. She was the one that kind of like gave me missions and told me what I was supposed to be doing.
So you wouldn't know anybody else that is involved?
What blew your cover?
I mean, I could try to contact somebody within House Demir, but I'm, to your point, I don't know how my cover was blown. Which could lead to issues if I try to contact anybody in House Demir. I don't know who knows or who doesn't know.
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
Let's blow the whole thing up.
House Demir?
Yes.
I don't think that'd be a good idea.
I think it'd be a great idea.
Well, they have a very special magic in House Demir that allows them to read memories and erase memories.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not great. So if you try to go against House Demir, you may wake up one morning remembering nothing about House Demir and thinking that you're just supposed to have porridge this morning. And you would never know. It's not really somebody you want to run afoul of.
Do they do this like passively, or do they do this like actively?
I'm almost positive they don't know about Ghostfire, but they've infiltrated every guild.
Oh, goody.
Could you tell me who is with them within the Ghostfire or within Gruul? Because again, I'm gonna need a lot of help with that.
Everything is kept so isolated from everything else. My rank and within the guild was attained because of, along the way, I built my own network. And then I utilized that network to get higher access within House Demir. It's not like in the Izzet League where they give me assistance and stuff. This is like, you kind of have to make your own way from the bottom.
So you know how the Foundation works and how we could blow it up.
I mean, I could tell you my little part of it. the part of it that I rolled over, and then there was obviously people that I passed information on to go up the higher up the ladder. But
Now,
I can only give you that
bigger
one
question:
person.
why are you so interested in destroying this guild?
I
It
mean,
has
it's
nothing to
just
do with what we're actually here for.
it's well, I mean, we kind of already fucked up the Orthov.
That was
Because they
actually
were
pretty
trying to
fun
fuck
killing
with the
some ghosts.
status quo.
Well, these
Well,
guys
the
are
Warzone still exists. They have a
And
leader.
also,
They're just
fuck ghosts.
well,
they just we kind of took out their council that chooses the leader. Like we definitely interrupted their line of secession, but we did not undo the guild.
That is true.
I gotta go.
Nichak.
Now is a
Well,
real bad time to leave, especially when
we
we're
have
about
to-
to have a meeting.
Well,
we
I
have
mean,
to check in with Ghostfire and let him know about
that's-
this threat to the to everything.
Okay,
Uh,
let me remind us all here that one, we got pulled from Strixhaven to here to work for the Ghostfire to protect the planes. So let's focus back on that instead of this whole guild shaboonery. Is shaboonery a word?
it
is
is
now.
now.
It was from from Una's plane.
Technically, words are up, though. It is a word.
I was gonna say tomfoolery, but it came out shaboonery. It's a new word. We're putting that in.
Yeah, put it on a t-shirt. It's official.
Shaboonery.
Us, as a group, though, have more important things to worry about than the other guilds' issues. We have a higher purpose, I assume.
I mean, do we?
Honestly,
at
I
this
have not
point-
been paying a lot of attention. You guys
I
have
mean,
just literally
it-
let me punch
It's
things.
it
quite
seems
often.
it seems like we're just doing all the dirty work and doing exactly what Runner's been doing for Demir for Ghostfire. So like, what's the
Oh,
point?
that's not at all what I've been doing. I've just been punching things. Which the dirty work part, yes, but that's my favorite part.
I just like causing chaos and good fuckery. You all know this already.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, we've all
you're right, Nichak. That is what we've been doing. We've been infiltrating these guilds on behalf of Ghostfire because Ghostfire saved our lives on Strixhaven.
yeah, and
Oh,
so I
so
mean,
we have been supposed to be infiltrating guilds?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that
was,
like kept
Avril,
their eyes on the mission here?
you have done everything that you could to assist us in all of our infiltration tactics, and that included punching everything that we needed punched. You have been doing great.
Oh. All right, well, that's cool.
My thing has been lighting things on fire and causing chaos and helping you guys do what your thing. Look, Rakdos is pretty simple, okay? They like to light shit on fire, cause chaos, and oh yeah, they're trying to resurrect their demon god.
I mean,
That's all that there
Yeah,
is
that was
there
a
needs-
huge problem a few days ago. Like, I'll
What?
tell you what, that was a huge problem.
I
Wait,
mean,
wait, wait, wait,
Ghostfire
wait, wait,
told
wait,
us
wait.
right when we arrived that this plane is under threat. Like, it can be destroyed.
Well, I think the whole thing was this plane and all other planes of existence were going to be deleted or something like that. I remember
So
that. But
something
then they
about
were like,
danger.
you just have to punch things and then you'll get your way out of that. And I was like, oh, awesome. And they were like, there's other people that are going to try and do that. And then I was just like, but there's these strong guys. I could go punch those guys. And they were like, cool. And I was like, awesome.
But our
So
entire reason for infiltrating these guilds was to find this threat. I don't think it's a coincidence that the man that we took care of last night, was talking about contacting other planes, some creature named Bolus that was going to end all of us. Like, these sounded like serious threats that we need to go tell Ghostfire about. This is the whole reason they brought us here.
Okay. So we tell them about this one threat, but
fucking
what
bolus on these guys.
exactly are they going to do about it? Because here's the thing: if we tell them, they may make us go take care of it. And to be honest, I don't like that idea.
I mean, if the
What?
choice
Why
is to
not?
set back
That sounds
and
so
have,
much fun.
if the choice is to set back and have the plane end around me or fight, I would much rather fight.
Like I said,
I would
like
also
the
much
good
rather fight.
fuckery. So yes, But I would fight too, but I don't know. I'm having too much fun in Arachnos. I don't want it to end.
I mean,
All I
Honestly,
know is
I
Realworld
only
is an
came
oncoming
here
war.
to figure out how snarls work, and there is none of those in this world. But apparently, there is these ley lines, and I like the ley lines. They're like snarls, but like sentient. They speak to me. I like them. I would like to talk to them more.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was I was just a young boy when I got taken from my home and dropped in Strixhaven, uh, and met you guys like right off the bat. And
I mean, you're still a young boy.
well, I mean, I'm a man now. I have a beard.
You may have a beard, Nichek, but come on. To us,
Oh,
you're always our little one.
Well, I mean, like let's just.
it's only because you didn't shave. Those four
I
hairs that you might have.
no, I ran through a magical obelisk, and now I have a beard, and I'm a man.
Yep. So does Avril.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have a
Right,
beard
both have
now.
beards now.
So,
Oh.
I mean, I kind of am interested in the whole planar travel thing, just because I kind of want to see what things are going on, like back where I'm from. But at the same time, I don't think that I don't think that the five of us could take even like Nifmizit, let alone some big thing that even they can't handle.
I mean, that's
Fuck
fair.
that. I'll punch him. I'll take
There's a lot of people around here that are a lot stronger than us, and honestly, that's right now. We just need to tell them about the problem, and they'll know more than anything where we can fit into the puzzle. But I do know that I would rather help than not help.
I suppose you're right.
I'm up for
Well,
helping
I mean, of all the
only
people
because I
to help us,
enjoy being like chaotic.
If
Like
I'm
I don't.
of all the people to help us figure out planar travel, the people that took us from another plane are probably the best bet. Yes.
You have a point there.
Or Rawl that we killed last night.
that's probably the smartest
Well,
thing
I
you've
mean,
ever
he's
said,
dead.
Avril.
Therefore, he's out of the equation.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, okay, here's here's my thought. If we need to let these powerful beings know, then I feel like I have to tell Jared. Like, I know that Ghostfire is the one that brought us here. Uh, but to be honest, like this, when I walk through these doors, these halls don't feel like home. When I head down under the streets into the the undercity, I'm greeted with smiles and 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 Pethichu likes it down there. He the
This whole place is like shit.
this well, I mean, there is sewers down there, so I mean
Even shittier in the other city.
it, it does smell like shit down there. But
I mean, I don't mean that. I mean the whole fact that there is no forests, wide ranging mountain ranges, things that I can enjoy. The whole world here is shit. I hate it.
I think that if we are supposed to unify the powers that be, then that's what we need to try to do. I just don't know if Ghostfire is my first thought when it comes to unifying those powers.
I don't think Ghostfire is here to unify anything.
They're just here to
They're
protect the
here to
planes.
find things out about protecting this plane of existence.
Okay,
It's not about unifying. It's about solidifying.
so
I mean, we really don't know. We haven't really ever questioned their motives or methodologies. We've just been getting instructions.
Blindly taking orders.
I'll question them. Let's go.
exactly.
So,
I would say, Nietzsche, at the end of the day,
I have been a
you should follow your heart, and
focus.
wherever if Golgari is your home, then I wish you the best.
It's, I j- do do you guys feel like Ghostfire's your home?
I feel like home is home. I feel like where I come from is home,
Well, that's
and
yeah.
Ghostfire is how I learned to go there. But along the way, I'd like to learn about as many places
Well,
like this as possible.
I
Like
mean, didn't
District 7, and
Ghostfire take you from your home?
I got a letter. To be honest,
we
I'm
all
kind
got
of assuming that
letters.
Strixhaven handled that,
Strixhaven
but
took us from
we
our
did.
But
homes.
Ghostfire did say they had something to do with our selection.
that's yeah. The first person we ever met when we got to Strixhaven, they they worked for Ghostfire.
That Ghostfire had infiltrated the school in order to test us.
That's see, like Ghostfire's just I just don't know if I really trust these guys. Like they have this miraculous plan for all of us, but like what's the fucking plan? We don't know. We're like, hey, just go and do you, boo boo, and we're supposed to just be like, yep, I'm loyal to you now. Like,
No,
why?
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but how about we only trust each other and just kind of be suspicious of everybody? I mean, to be honest. And to answer the question about home, uh, and you all don't get sentimental on me, but being around you guys makes me feel like home. Doesn't matter where we are.
Are you gonna say the F word?
No.
What about the other
To
F
be
word?
honest, um, I don't mind
You
being
want to
here
just pet
because
serve
I get
direwolf?
to fight often, but I feel as though I have lost my way, sort of, being in such a hectic environment for such a long time.
I mean,
But I do feel as though the purpose that they have been trying to ascribe and to accomplish, as little as I've paid attention to our overall goal, is noble. They are trying to save an entire plane of existence. Now, I do agree that we should be privy to more of the information that we have not gotten.
I do
But I
know for
don't
sure that I wouldn't
as
trust any of
though,
these guilds. Like,
oh, I
just
can for
from
sure guarantee you should not trust Gruul. They are terrible.
we should not trust any of these guilds. They're all only out for themselves. They don't care about the common people. Do you see? Like they treat regular everyday people that live in this world like they don't matter. Their lives are meaningless. They're just tools to be used in games between these guilds. Like I understand somehow they've convinced themselves that all of this is necessary, but in the end it just leads to destitution, like starving people.
Yeah,
Half the
this is
city's
why
laid
I joined
waste and
the
they can't
Gruul.
even repair
Burn
it.
it to the ground
The Gruul are
and then
no
replace
better.
it with forest.
The Gruul
That's
are no
why I
better. The
was
Gruul
going to change
murder
the
with
Gruul.
the Gruul murder with abandon. I don't think any of this is salvageable. Like
Oh,
my
I
time
mean,
in
if I
House
kill them
Demir,
all, then we can go off from
my
there.
hot time in House Demir, this whole plane is broken.
Runner, can I ask you a
And
question?
yeah,
What
anything.
what what did you tell House Demir about me and the Golgari?
I didn't tell them anything specifically about any of us. So I didn't tell them anything about you.
But what did you tell
Um,
them?
what specifically has to do with the Golgari, the maps of the sewers underneath the Orzov headquarters.
I have to go. I if you guys want to wait to go in here till I get back, that's fine. But
No, I gotta tell the Ghostfire immediately about Bolus, a
I,
dragon god that's gonna wage war on the plane. We can't wait.
I mean, you guys are more than friends.
I want to I even though I'm not there, I want to interject and say that everybody keeps mentioning just the plane, but I'm pretty sure the entire multiverse is in trouble right now.
What?
Just
Why isn't Blackwell there?
because after we did the thing, I went straight to bed.
Yeah,
Well,
we
this is the
yeah
next
we
morning.
all
This is
did.
the
Yeah,
morning.
day.
Yeah,
Next
this is the
morning.
next
You're,
day.
yeah.
you're here.
Oh, so the next day I would have gone to meet with
This
Niv
is-
Mizzet first.
Okay, that's fair. Are you calling in your favor?
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's now or never.
Yeah, he it's gonna take him a while, so you probably wouldn't be here right now. But he does eventually deliver you your request. The Aether Splice is what you receive in return for your favor.
All right, dope. Now I'm carrying around a giant scalpel, everybody.
Great.
You finally got a weapon?
He does. Go ahead and roll an insight check for me, Blackwell.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh.
So, talking with Niv Mizzet, you guys kind of have small talk for the most part, but you can tell that something's even for something as large as Niv Mizzet himself. You can tell something more is on his mind than normal. Probably with the whole things that happened yesterday, but um, he does leave you with some words. He uh, says, Alex, you've been more than loyal to the Isn't League and the plane of Ravnica as a whole. If something was to happen to me, I trust that you will make the right decisions for the guild.
My objective is to help the further of humanity in whatever way possible.
As well, that is also my goal. That's why I like you so much. But um, what I'm saying is I'd like to promote you to Asmundi. I'm down one, as you can see.
I am deeply honored. Thank you.
He kind of snorts, and you see like smoke tendrils come out of his nose. He says, "Very well. Well, like I said, if something were to happen to me, I need to have people I can trust." He hands you he like holds out his claw, and inside's this to him tiny tiny weapon, but to you it's quite large. But yeah, he hands it to you, and he kind of nods as he flies away. Um, so cutting back real quick to the rest of the party. So Nichek, you want to go back to Jared and the other
Yeah,
city man?
I would pat Nichek on the arm, kind of give it a little squeeze. Not intimidating, just kind of familiar. We've known each other for a while, and
Yeah.
just you do what you got to do. I never wanted anything else from you for you other than to be happy. And if this is a home, I'm happy you found a home.
I just it's the first place that's felt like home since being taken from my home by Ghostfire. So that's I understand the importance of letting these people that we know next to nothing about no, because they're powerful. There's no way I would walk in here and start causing a ruckus. But I have to
Also
let
the
my friends
only.
know.
I understand that. The
Nichek,
right now
tell them.
the Ghostfire is the only group I can think of that has shown any interest in saving everybody. Well, everybody, all the other groups, all the other guilds are only serve themselves. They're only there to protect themselves. They're not there to protect the normal people, the everyday people, the people that do the laundry and work the stores and walk the streets, and the ones that make up what matters most. Ghostfire says that they want to protect this plane. Nobody else is going to do that. So I got to take a shot. It's a gamble, but I'm going to put my money down on the only group that's shown any interest in it.
And Nichek, nothing says that
I
after we
was
talk to
trying
Ghostfire
to.
that we can't, go and warn those in your home. And hell, I'll go with
Yeah,
you.
that's
That way you don't have to do it by yourself.
I this has been a lot to unpack. This whole conversation here,
It is.
and uh, especially knowing now that my friend gave my other friends' locations to people that aren't their friends, and just uh, let's just get this over with. We got 15 minutes, and I'm out of here, though.
Before we go, I should tell you all why I joined the group.
Son of
It
a
was not
bitch.
to aid them. I trying to destroy them from the inside and change them. Because originally the Gruber wanted harmony between humans and nature.
This
Now they just want to destroy all society. That's not right.
that's
So I want to go and kill all the powerful people that become believe in myself, and then maybe help all the people in that forgotten zone that live there have a peaceful life.
I thought you were gonna drop a whole bunch of new news on me, and I wasn't really ready if I could handle that.
No, that was I really new news like thoughtful things. No, I was just gonna
No,
punch things and take
that's
this out later.
that's
That checks.
You
Yeah,
out.
always
That
like
makes sense.
punching things, Avril.
I'll,
We've
I'll
gotten used
open
to
the
that.
I'll open the door for the others to enter.
let's go,
Well,
guys.
Una's gonna take Nichek's hand when they're walking in.
Oh, uh, hi.
Come on. I'll just
That was a lot off my chest. And then he just like walks through the door.
Did he think we didn't know?
I don't know.
All right.
But
yeah,
no
I
matter
think we all
what,
knew that he was gonna like
Got a
change the
secret for
rules.
so
Yeah,
long.
he just wanted to. He
Like
just.
3
He's been talking about it since the beginning.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, he sounds like he's got a lot more heart in it this time than the last delivery. I mean, that I felt.
Yeah, he's really involved now.
He's inspired.
I like it. It looks good on him, along with the beard.
It does. It does.
Hey, what are you guys waiting for?
We're
Spear
just
tickles my
we're
nose.
just admiring your new facial hair.
Never seen a bird with a
Shaved
beard
it
before.
6 times since yesterday.
guess what? You're stuck with it. You want me to try to burn it off later? Because I'm more than willing to
Oh,
try.
please don't burn the hair. It's
Not
I
in
won't
the
burn
dark.
yours.
Not
No,
again.
I'm talking
Singes
about
my
Avril's,
nostrils.
not yours, Nijak. I would never burn yours unless you ask me to.
Yeah, no, just
Which,
get,
by the way,
just,
it we need to get a brush or something for you because it doesn't really look good coming out of that mask thingy. It like
really?
we need to braid it or something. It just
I haven't actually looked in a mirror.
trust me, honey.
Did your nose hair also grow? Because like it looks like it.
To be honest, I don't know.
Someday we're gonna get that armor off of you, just enough to like give you some good beard care. You really need that.
I mean, yeah, we can talk about that later.
Yes, but
How do you get the baby powder into your pants?
The-
really,
the what?
That's your question?
But-
So I have.
Shaving. You don't put the baby powder in the pants for
He never takes off the suit. We know this.
Yeah, it's musty
I have a
in there.
question for Nichek.
Yes.
To start, I want to hand you the other ghost form blade that I had.
Oh, okay.
So now you got 2 of those. And then I kind of want to ask you if you feel like being taken from your home has been an injustice to you this whole time, and that is what your goal towards vengeance is.
Oh, well, no, I don't think that's really worthy of of trying to get vengeance on all of Ghostfire. I mean, I've learned a lot since they brought me to Strixhaven, and since they brought me here, and so I'm not all mad at them, but they've given us zero information this whole time. Like they've basically said, we're not important enough to know what's going on, and then go figure out what's going on out here in the world and come tell us.
You know, we could use this information as a way to kind of gain more information. You know, bargaining is a thing. Yes,
mean-
they saved our lives and we owed them a little bit of a debt.
I'll just tell them, give us information or we quit.
Yeah. And by the way, Nichek, if you consider this place your home, I'll fight to help you protect it, okay?
It's thanks, Una.
You're welcome. Don't tell anybody, okay? But you're like a little brother.
Oh,
Shut up! I'm not. Don't you? No, don't you start that. Don't you start.
all right, sis.
I'll pat him on the head. Come on, let's get in there and tell these. Let's negotiate something. We're standing around talking. Let's go do action. Besides, I got chaos to create. I got a direwolf today. And
Just,
Una walks in riding her direwolf.
does somebody have a like a piece of paper, something to write with? Actually, I do. Hold on. And I just I take a little piece of parchment out of my bag, and my art supplies, and just write a little note, give it to Pestachu, and pat him on the head, and send him on his way. Mob, you're
Perception
muted.
check.
No, I'm not being sneaky about it.
Oh,
I'm
Una
trying to
will
read the
offer
note.
for Nichek to jump on the direwolf with her before she rides into the building.
I haven't even written the note yet.
I'm just giving him ear scratches and floopers.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can, yeah.
No, sorry. I was gonna say, are you sending him back to Golgari, Nichek?
Yes,
Okay. Who are you sending him to see?
I am sending him to I am actually going to send him to Zig.
Big, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my rival.
Your
Oh.
rival.
Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting. Okay.
God, hope you don't hurt Pestachu.
What's kind of a summary of what the note says?
Uh,
You can message it to me if you need to.
yeah. Like, I know I want to send the note, but I don't exactly know how I want to word it yet.
Okay,
Especially because
that's
I'm
fair.
gonna send it to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had a torrid romance. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Another one.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's growing up so fast.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah. So I will.
I'm just trying to
I'll-
find the
I
kick
will just
spot
send it to
on
you.
this direwolf.
Okay.
Why are you messing with my dire wolf, Avril?
So as you
Trying to
guys,
figure out which one makes his leg go. Wah, 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 wah.
Oh,
so you guys,
that's right here. Itchy ribs.
so as you guys step into the guild hall, or I guess the Prism University, you guys make your way to the Ghostfire section of it. You guys walk into the library area where like the higher ranking ones usually meet up. Um, inside, you don't see any of the normal ones that you see around the campus. You do see a man dressed in a blue cloak, like this here.
Oof.
Kind of stands by himself reading a book in the room. He definitely bears the insignia of a higher ranking Ghostfire member, but it's one you haven't seen before.
Interesting.
And what do you guys do?
Who do we usually report to after missions?
It's typically you guys have reported to
Albert.
either Albert, the ones that are on shift in the library. Like there's usually a person um, at the front desk of it. Today there's not anyone there. You know, Runner, you actually know that today's right now is ZD's shift, but she's obviously not there for good reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you don't see anyone there except this one man standing in the room.
I immediately make my way to the front of the group.
He's obviously the higher level guy, yeah, so I would start walking that way.
Okay. He
I don't know. I just know someone I don't know.
yeah, he closes the book and kind of looks up at all of you. Says, you must be the Ghostfire members I've been hearing about.
Una just leans on her dire wolf as she's riding on the back, and just like leans forward. Depends.
We have something important to report. I feel like it's of the utmost importance.
So very good. I'm the one you need to see
Are
then.
you?
Says, my name is Jace Valerian. Says I am the living guild pact of Ravnica.
Intriguing. We've heard of it.
Of can I insight check that?
You can.
Una's gonna insight check.
Okay.
Yeah, last time when we were asking questions about the guild pact, we were told that he was the guild pact.
Yes, you guys can tell he's definitely not lying. He seems to have this serious, like, you're not sure if this is normal stature or whatever, but he's got this serious vibe about him.
Considering it's your responsibility to care for this plane and keep everybody safe, then I guess you would be the most appropriate person to talk to.
As you can trust me. I am also one of the co-founders of the Ghostfire Coalition.
Oh, that's most interesting. I did not
I've
know
had
that.
so many people say they could trust me.
Yeah, but didn't we just
Most
decide
of
that we
them.
weren't going to trust anybody?
We're going to question everyone, Eject. That's the same thing.
Okay, cool.
We yesterday we discovered, running afoul of an individual named Rawl within the Izzet League, that he had a device that could communicate across planes, and we caught him with that device activated. Managed to disconnect the device. Unfortunately, Rawl died while we were doing that. Before his death, he alluded to some troubling information. One, that there was an oncoming war, that Ravnica would be destroyed, and a dragon god, I believe, named Bolus, had awakened.
He looks like dead serious, like this is shocking news to him. Like he says, so this. Thank you for coming directly to me with this information. This
Oh
is
yeah, and he tried to blame us for stealing a device. So hence why we had to kill the asshole.
he says, I know of Raw. Says that explains the reason that I'm here. Says I saw these alluring lights. It was too hard to resist coming back. I had to stop what I was doing and see what was happening on the plane.
So where were you?
Yeah. Why did you leave?
Said I had some business in a place named Innistrad. I was searching for someone there. I had to leave before I could find him. Or that was the last location. He says, so what did he say about this Bolus? It's referring to an elder dragon named Nicol Bolus.
Only that he was a dragon god of some sort, and that he had awakened was the only information he shared. And that he intends to destroy Ravnica, and there's a war coming.
He picks up a book off the shelf, and he kind of opens it as he is looking through. He says, so what do you all know of Ghostfire?
Not a damn thing.
Honestly? Yeah, other
We know
than
it's
they saved our
connected.
hides back in Strixhaven.
But we do know it's connected to some sort of dragon, spirit dragon or some such named Ugin. I guess he was
Let me punch things.
he was called Ghostfire, I believe, but we know that they are an organization that works across planes, but that's it. I don't think we know more than that.
Says that's correct.
And
He
they
says
picked us to help with saving the planes, essentially.
yes. He says Nicol Bolus is in fact the twin brother of Ugin. The elder dragons have been in a century-long slumber, and you can understand why that makes that news troubling to us here at Ghostfire.
Well, what were they doing before the century?
Well, there's a lot that's happened in the past. He says the most recent event that occurred was the breaking of the guild pact here on Ravnica. Ugin at the time was involved with other matters dealing with his brother Nicol Bolas. They were disputing the importance of humanity on another plane. They couldn't come to agreement. That's where Ugin became the spirit dragon that he is today. He no longer resides in a physical form like Nicol Bolas does. He says, "Yeah, that is where we come from, and you are correct in that we strive to protect humanity and other species on every plane. There's been multiple threats through the centuries to the multiverse, and Nicol Bolas has been he's had his hand in almost every one of them."
So I take it by the rule of exclusion that an elder dragon is much stronger than an ancient.
Correct. Elder dragons
Okay.
are the ones born from Dominaria. They are the oldest dragons, and the only two that remain alive of sorts is, in fact, Ugin and Nikobolas. Um, he says, well, what we must do in the meantime is gather the leaders of all the guilds and inform them. He says, I don't know why. He says, I know who Rawl is, and my suspicions are correct that he was working for the Older Dragon. Because he must have activated his device, must have called all the planeswalkers here. I've seen several that I know of around Ravnica lately, the last few days.
Oh shit! I forgot his name, but I was gonna. Have you seen the lion guy?
Johnny, I haven't seen him yet, but he is also
Darn.
a Ghostfire member.
What? He's my favorite.
He
And you wanted to fight him.
he's likely to be here somewhere, and if he's not, he should be here in some pretty soon. So you'll have your chance to meet
Awesome.
him.
I want to fight him.
Oh boy.
Someone
says-
close to me has run afoul of House Demir. Who would I talk to get her help? Just on the
Dude.
side, I'm worried.
He says, I am afraid that Demir operates on their own terms. They don't abide by the same rules the rest of the guilds do.
Does Ghostfire have a means to hide somebody from House Demir?
He says, well, we do have magic that allows us to hide oneself, but I do warn you that Demir specializes in seeing through that kind of magic. So
You brought us from another plane. What about taking her to another plane?
well, that is not quite that simple. He says, unfortunately, if we tried to planeswalk her away to a different plane, she would be instantly vaporized. So probably not the best option for her.
We weren't.
Says, well, that's because you are all special. That's why we chose you.
Because we're also from all different planes of
I
life.
knew it.
Well, duh! We know we were special. I mean, come on, we're best in fucking class.
So you're much more than that. You all have a piece of the blind eternities held within you, called a spark.
Is that why I can talk to the maelstrom?
Yes, that does allow you to do such things.
A spark? You mentioned the spark? That's the thing the planeswalkers have.
Correct.
Ah, I knew it. I've always said that I would be a planeswalker.
Does that mean
Yeah.
we
and
could
I just thought you wanted to punch things.
we could just like kind of come and go?
Well, that's after I gave up on being a planeswalker.
but
He says-
we are planeswalkers.
He says,
Yeah.
"Well,
Yeah,
you're not.
didn't
You're
know
not.
that at the time.
Says you're not planeswalkers yet." He says, "In order for you to travel at your own free will through planes, your spark has to be ignited. Now you all know that you
All
have
right,
it within
set
you.
me on fire. Come on, Una, let's do it.
Mm,
Una's
Not like
kind of
that.
produce flame in one hand, like ready to do it.
It's
I'm kidding.
more complicated than that, unfortunately.
Well, that is fair. I have been set on fire quite a few times.
Is Black
I'm
Ball
sorry
spark lit?
I did that. It was an accident, I swear.
No, it was fine. It's totally fun.
Of course, we all left about later.
He like takes wraps off his head and then he just glows. So is his spark lit?
That is
Wait,
not.
you preach about them.
I'm a lit candle.
That's not his spark being lit. That is his way of connecting with the blind eternities.
So it's more of like a metaphoric lit.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's a spark we all have within us. Ooh.
I've tried everything. I've gotten
Is that
super,
why
super
you
drunk,
That's
lit myself on fire, all kinds of stuff.
What
It's
was
like
that?
that song from that old bard. How did it go? Shine bright like a diamond.
No, I
Is that
think
why
that
you
was
collected all this and
umbrella.
is that why you collected all this and has taken a Strixhaven?
Says yes. We scoured the multiverse looking for people that are unbiased to the happenings of others' self interests. That also had the spark within them, and you guys fit that role perfectly.
I assume you didn't mean for our year to get cut short.
No, that was unintended.
Yeah,
mean-
we fought some pretty shitty things.
It couldn't have been like 20 years ago.
Well,
Been before I was born, or I would have been like a toddler.
I would have been little. And Nijak wouldn't even been born.
I was not.
All right. I'm starting to kind of get the reasoning now.
yeah, it's a complex matter, but
I did grow up my whole life trying to be a planeswalker. No,
he says I understand that, but you weren't ready until now. Now you know.
I'm gonna die in like 10 years. We gotta get this done fast.
Well, I'm glad we caught you before it was too late. He says, but to important matters regarding Nicol Bolas, we need to let everyone in Ravnica know what they're up against, and we need to start making preparations for the coming war that Ralph spoke of in his final words.
Perfect. We can try my new invention. I call it Siren Head. Not
I'm gonna
don't want to
say right
don't want
now.
to unleash Eldritch abominations on the plane. Just shout a warning to pay people.
It's going to bother me a little bit because that war is going to put a big damper on the cult. Ragnos, they want to party, not fight.
He says,
No, they want to destroy most of this plane with their demon god, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, now's not the time for that.
he says, I understand that Rakdos's cult's motivations in a way. They see something more than themselves, which you guys have the opportunity to achieve that goal for yourselves. He says, what we need though is full cooperation from all the guilds, and I'm sure with your time here on Ravnica, you guys understand how difficult that can be.
Yeah. It's
So
Have you
painful.
ever tried to have a conversation with Border? It
it's
is
difficult.
not a good move.
It's not. I understand that.
Also, he hates me now. That could be a problem.
I think
Well-
blood demons are worse.
When I arrived, I've learned some troubling news. Lord Merigmos no longer is the guild master of the global clans.
Oh, wonderful. That'll make my job so much easier.
Wait,
And
who was able to beat him?
Wait, that was my next question, actually, now that I've thought about it.
That guy was terrifying.
says a young boy named Domri Raid.
A boy?
A boy.
Oh wow!
I told you we
That's,
should have just kicked his ass.
I could definitely punch the shit out of a kid.
No,
You take him down with a sling.
hang
This is
on.
no ordinary young boy.
A sling. I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
He is in fact also a planeswalker.
Ah,
There's
that
the
son of a
catch.
bitch. See,
Wait, is his
kid,
arc left?
planeswalker. Great combination. Old man, planeswalker. Not as great.
Avril,
So-
do I have to point out the youngest member here that's sitting right behind me on this damn Wolf?
Oh, you weren't
Exactly.
talking about
Kid,
the wolf?
Planewalker. Great combination.
I think he might be the chosen one. We're just waiting for him to get old enough to take to college.
I do have a beard now.
Hey, Una, you remember the fire planeswalker that I showed you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
So he says, now there may be others that have taken up the mantle of Guildmaster that are in fact planeswalkers as well. I'm sure you guys remember us helping Kaya out. We heard of Domri and his movement through the ranks of Gruul. That's why we decided to make moves of our own.
Good. So she was able to take over the Orzhov.
Correct.
Or
Yes,
yeah.
she has, in fact, for the last few months, been in charge of the Orzhov Syndicate. Thanks to you all, we couldn't have done it without your help. But he says we need to have another Guild Pact summit, which I will coordinate. But we need to have a neutral place where we can have this Guild Pact summit. And he looks at Avril. He says, "Now I'm sure you know about the Gruul's disdain for higher civilization."
Yeah, kind of what I was trying to change.
Right. So the most neutral place that comes to mind to me is the Selesnya headquarters, the Verdandi Center.
I heard they were a bunch of religious setups.
They are. They have their own views.
Well, they are.
But that's not our concern. We need a neutral ground to have this meeting place, to have the highest likelihood of cooperation from the Gruul clans. He says, "What I need you all to do while I start preparations on my end is to talk to the Tristani of the Selesnya Guild and get their blessing to let us use their Verdande Center for this guild summit. Is that something you guys could do?"
Do I get to play in the woods?
There will be some woods to have been played in, I suppose.
Man, how you said that made it seem that it's going to be very underwhelming.
It's not what you're used to, Avril.
I hate this place.
But it's a lot closer than the rest of the city is.
I love this place.
He says, "Well, if you guys can make your way over to Precinct 3, talk to the Tristani, and come back whenever you've got their blessing." That would be...
Have we been into the Selesnya realm yet?
You guys had just barely made it into Precinct 3 to take out one of the...
The Rakdos, right?
Yeah, one of the Rakdos blood witches.
So we never even got to see like what it has to offer.
Not really, no. You just went to the housing district right on the other side of the wall.
So like Avril hasn't been in a forest in a hot
minute, yeah.
minute. Yeah, he's super depressed.
So, that said, is that something you will be interested in doing for me?
I mean, a little forest is better than no forest.
I mean, if this meeting can keep Ravnica safe, keep its people safe, then yeah, I don't see a reason why not. I do have one more question though, before
Okay.
we leave. So for all the talk of lighting people on fire, how does one awaken or light a spark?
Hard to say. It's different for each person. But you have to have some meaningful impact on your life for your spark to ignite. It's
If it takes any longer, my only meaning impact will be dying.
well, hopefully it'll ignite before that happens. It's within all of you, but it's just gotta be the right moment. But I will warn you that it tends to transport you uncontrollably at first until you learn to control it.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
So just be ready for that. um, was there anything else that you all needed answers to?
Is death just as important as life?
Absolutely. That's the cycle of things, but death does tend to come up a lot sooner than we would like in most cases.
Do you have contact with the survivors of Strixhaven?
A few. A few. Um, he says, I know some escaped that could.
Did
Has
Professor
Mina.
Onyx live?
She wasn't part of Ghostfire.
I don't care if she's part of Ghostfire or not. I liked her.
Well, I asked them before, and they said they don't have tabs on her because she's not part of Ghostfire.
Says, I'm not sure who Professor Onyx is.
Shitty intelligent devil.
But I do know that you all managed to save the majority of Strixhaven.
Oh,
Oh, that's good,
surprising.
at least.
It
Yes.
feels like we didn't.
At least when we first
God
arrived, we
damn it.
weren't told that if anyone did survive Strixhaven.
There was a lot of cleaning up to do, but it could have been a lot worse had you all not intervened when you did.
All
I'm
I did
super
get was
glad I
knocked
punched out that
unconscious.
blood giant.
There was a lot of unfortunate souls that did not make it out alive, but we were able to stop the infiltration of Strixhaven soon after we rescued you all. You guys stopped the biggest part of the threat by destroying Extus.
Yeah, that was
He was
fun.
an asshole, I'll tell you what.
He knocked me out. I didn't get
He's-
to kill him.
Yeah, a lot worse happened to him after the snarl broke free of his grasp.
Good.
Yeah. Is there any other questions you had?
I actually have one. Would actually having the guilds meet in a neutral space actually be more obvious for those who are trying to make this coming war happen?
He says, well, I haven't talked to the rest of the planeswalkers yet, but he says from my dealings with Nicol Bolas, he sees things in a more grandiose scale. I don't think a small meeting between some meaningless humans is going to affect him too much. I don't think he'll be too concerned.
Is it?
But I don't.
Is
What's
it?
that?
Is it?
Hey,
Is it really
you go
a?
first.
Is it really a bad thing if one of the planes gets destroyed?
Says, well, they all have their purpose and their niches in the world at large, but he says you got to think about all the people that are left unable to defend themselves from such grand matters. What will happen to them?
Will they die?
We try not to let that happen at all possible.
All right.
We all have our homes to protect. Essentially, is what you're saying.
Right. Says everyone has their home, and I know I wouldn't want my home destroyed.
Do you know if things on? Do you know where I came from?
Says I do.
Are things going okay there? Do you know?
Well, things weren't really okay whenever we got you, were they?
Well, No, that's kind of why that was, you know, almost almost a decade ago. So
Well, I can't tell you what we do know. We know that that's where the elder dragon Nicol Bolas was staying in his slumber. And if he's awakened, he's likely not to be there anymore.
Wait, you come from the plane where Bolus is from?
yes.
Says, well, he's not from there, but he did reside there in his slumber.
That's at least, yeah, yes.
In light of all this, very selfish question. Is there any way not to die from old age?
As well, planeswalkers, at least before the mending, used to be immortal, so long as they didn't get themselves killed. Says after the mending, we have lost some of that power, but I know there are some planeswalkers that's found a way to regain their immortality. Nicol Bolas, in fact, is one of them, and that's the only motivation I know he has is that he would like to have his power back from the pre-mending era.
Well, I'm just saying. I've been trying to be a planeswalkers for like 40 years. Now I might get it. Just hoping I don't die like 4 years after that, because I don't know if you know about Kenko, but we do not live very long lives.
Well, you, Avril, are not a normal king.
As he said, you has the spark.
Not with games like that.
I will say I have an immaculate physique.
Weird.
Never seen a bird built like that.
You know, one of these days I'm going to sit down and I'm going to make a potion strictly for keeping people younger. I make it a goal.
Um,
Guys,
what I have read about that potion in the one in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
What potion is it?
I DM'd it to you.
Um,
I was just making it up. I didn't know there was an actual potion.
There's an actual potion for it.
Oh, shit!
Let me see here. Going through my DMs real quick. Hold on a second. Oh, I suppose it would be in existence.
You'd have to find it like a bag of holding.
It is a very rare item. There is a potion of longevity in existence.
You have to make it using just ridiculous stuff like a heart that is still beating somehow.
Ugh.
Yeah.
If it is
Yeah, I'm
about
not gonna
chaos,
lie.
it ain't about that chaos.
I'm not gonna lie, Avril will not drink it if he knows that a living heart was used to create it.
It doesn't say it has to be living. It just says it has to still be beating.
That really normally signifies that whatever it was attached to is still alive.
No,
Not in
no,
high
no.
fantasy worlds.
Put some electricity through it. It'll beat.
it's true.
Just
You've been
gotta get
hanging
that
out.
thunder spell down.
You've been hanging out at the Is It League too much.
There's a lot of gray area in that description of that thing.
You know, we could always look for like a spell or something to make you younger, Avril, if it helps. I mean, magic, you can do a whole lot of different shit with. I aced that class.
True.
I did not.
I
know.
did.
We studied. You had a hard time with the flashcards.
I had a hard time with most of that school.
Well, now
Guys.
that you know that you're possibly a planeswalker, or someday maybe, doesn't that make that learning magic thing a little easier now for you?
Or you were saying something, you check?
I'm still not
Um,
sure if I've actually learned that.
I was just saying that I I feel like it's time for me to go. If I will try to meet up with you guys at Celestia, uh, but in light of everything that I have learned in the past 45 minutes, uh, I I just need to uh, I, I I gotta go.
Nichek, you want me to come with?
I mean, if you want to, that's totally fine. I'm not sure that you'll be granted entry into the place that I need to go.
Well, I
Uh,
can drop you off. I mean, I got the dire wolf. Save your feet.
yeah,
I have to ask you, check.
yeah.
What exactly has the? You said the guild makes you feel welcome. Yes.
Well, yeah.
How so?
What do you mean? How so? They brought
Like,
me
are they
in.
making?
They
Pro-
they taught me uh about life and about death, and uh they taught me to celebrate the like growth and all this stuff of the natural world, but also that destruction and decay and death, those are parts of the world too. And it's just really, they they brought me in, and they they cared. They And I'm not saying that you guys didn't. I love you guys, each and every one of you, even you weirdo. But it's just, they, you know, they brought me in when they didn't have to, and it's, uh, I
It's
mean,
become your family and home.
that's,
Did they
yeah.
did they bring you in knowing that you were Ghostfire? Did you start that relationship as a lie,
Uh, I mean, I didn't really
or did
tell.
you tell them everything?
I mean, I didn't really tell them
I don't know that that's any of their
everything.
business, really.
I
But
Well,
to
I mean,
I mean
did you?
to be honest, I haven't really told Ghostfire anything about Golgari either. So I mean, I was doing what Ghostfire wanted me to do, as far as get into a guild and advance and be there. But I've never once come back to Ghostfire and said this is how it's going.
True.
I have also not done that.
Same. But
it just makes me curious whether they may be being nice to get something in return rather than
Sounds
just
like they're
being nice to
grooming
be
you.
nice.
Seems like a nobleman type of deal.
Well, I mean, they like the see the the leader of the Golgari is uh he's what I'll call timeless, uh in a sense. Um he's kind of like not alive but alive, kind of like the Orthov, but not a ghost. He's a lich, but anyways, uh so uh
You know what those do?
they do some some stuff, um like
Like
bringing.
some really bad stuff.
I mean, that's subject to interpretation.
Nichek,
Eating
I will
souls normally isn't the best pastime.
no. But I'd
Eh,
also remind you, Nichek, you're also very trusting. I mean, do we have to remind you of the double date fiasco that went up
well,
in unfortunate flames?
yeah. See about that. See, I was really just uh uh
You literally said you were going to marry her.
that's
You're on level your life number 5. Maybe you should
it's
choose a patron that eats souls as your
see
level 9
okay.
6.
So okay. Before I go, runner, you know how you at the beginning said like, "Hey, I was in is it, but I wasn't in is it. I was in Demir, like infiltrating is it."
Yeah.
So see, I kind of had caught on to that already because someone told me that there was a Demir in my presence, and I needed to figure out who that was, and uh, I might have just set that whole thing up to find out if ZD was uh, like an informant or not, and I didn't do it, but I was gonna kill her. Um, if it ended up she was, and I'm glad it didn't end up that way. Because uh, this is getting awkward now.
It would
Uh,
have been.
I mean, we all do what we had to do.
yes,
I
yeah,
I kept the truth from you in order to keep. I didn't want you guys to be in danger, and House Demir is not something to play with. Um, so I didn't want at any time. I didn't want any of you involved in any of it, which is why I kept all of you out of everything. And to keep myself honest, I thought everybody was doing it, but I've been reporting everything to Ghostfire. They're fully appraised of every bit of information that I've given House Demir. Every one of the missions that we've gone on, I've told them every detail.
Oh
I've
man,
passed
you
on.
had to tell them about my whole thing on the pirate ship. Come on.
Yes, I did,
Aw.
and
oh no,
they.
I have told them nothing because I
I
have done nothing.
I think the whole city of Ravnica knew
Yeah,
about
that's
you on the
fair.
pirate
Like
ship.
I,
One hell of a
when
party.
I was
You
getting
are
reports,
a very
from House
popular young
Demir,
lady.
when I was getting reports in House Demir, I was getting information from all precincts about you on that ship. So
Honestly, there's some
Wow.
guys that I could link you up with that would like love your company.
Yeah, I'm not in that business. You know that.
I'm just saying, you could get so much out of them. Like, it's your kind of biz to get what you want from other people. You can get like all kinds of stuff. There are all kinds of shit.
You
Hmm.
like so just real quick. You guys should know that not only is the Golgari leader a lich, but like one of my best friends down there is also a lich, and he wants to see me become a lich someday. I don't know if I'm like down with all that yet, but uh, not all liches are bad. Some of them just want to um, watch the world
Or
burn so they can make it grow again. Anyways,
That sounds bad. That
Look,
sounds really bad.
I'll take Nietzsche where he needs to go, and I'll meet up with you guys later. Okay? He obviously wants to get going, and my direwolf can take him.
fair enough. I
yes,
need to find
I
ZD.
just,
Make sure she's safe.
I just feel like this is a bad decision.
we'll all meet up at Celestia Conclave and we'll go talk to him together.
Yeah.
so Una and Nichek, you guys are heading off to the Undercity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Una won't go inside if she's not welcome to, but she will wait for Nichek, at least drop him off.
Um,
Yeah, I just feel like she wouldn't be allowed in the chamber where Jared stays. Like in his little place.
right.
Personal
Um,
abode.
so the rest of you guys, what do you guys do in the meantime? you got some time on your hands here.
I'm gonna try and figure out how possibly I don't die in the next 10 years because I'm like now that I know that I actually might become a planeswalker, it's actually become a problem. Before I was totally fine with just like doing whatever. That's why he's like in his golden years. Like he's not golden years, but like he's in his end phase of life now. He's 35, 40. Like Kenku's only lived to 50.
Right.
So like he was
He's
like fully
60,
prepared
70
to
years
die
old.
at any time. Yeah, so like he was already like, oh well, I guess it is what it is. I've done my part. I'm gonna help these little kiddos carry on with their path, and if I die doing it, it is what it is. And now like that's why he's changed like his fighting style and all that stuff to like bring back his old talents solely to preserve the life of the ones around him, like not expecting to see their like precipice that he was never able to reach.
Right.
And now he's at the point where now he knows that there's a chance that he can actually carry on and move like forward with his literal lifelong dream since he was a kid was to become a planeswalker like the lion guy.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what? Like that's a thing?
Yeah.
I'm actually like I got that spark? Like what the fuck? Like so he's probably gonna want to drill this guy for some more information and like find out more about these blind eternities. So he's either gonna talk to that guy unless he's got busy stuff, or the only other guy he knows that knows about the blind eternities, and he's gonna go hang out with Alex and ask him a bunch of questions.
Um, what about you, Runner? What do you have in mind?
I'm gonna cut back by the dorm, grab the outfit that I had set aside in case I'd ever need it, but never needed it. Now it's gonna make for a great disguise, which is the one that I'm wearing in my image right there.
Yeah.
Change it in that just so that I can hide my identity, and then head to the library to see if I can find ZD.
Okay. Well, you guys were just in the library. You know that ZD's not there right now.
I guess find any evidence of where she might be if she's still in Ghostfire HQ.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. Blackwell, what are you doing in the meantime? I know Avril said he might want to talk to you, but
Um, I mean, I'd be happy to regale Avril on what I've learned about planeswalkers. Um, I would like to study on the two guilds, um, or the Selesnya and Golgari. See what all I can learn about them, because right now these two seem to be most important on my list right now.
okay. You can go ahead and roll an investigation check as well.
All right. And if I ever get the chance to speak with Runner, then I probably would about um, my meeting with Niv Mizzet.
Okay. Yeah, there'd probably be time for that. So you guys are pretty much staying around the Ghostfire headquarters for now.
Yeah, I mean, if he's researching stuff, I'm assuming we're either meeting up at dorms or the library.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Avril in my ear messed up my investigation.
I'm gonna cut over to Nichek and Una real quick, and then we'll come back to the Ghostfire stuff. So Nichek and Una, you guys head off to well, Nichek guides you guys to a place to get into the sewers and then the undercity. You guys make your way eventually. Oh, what's that?
I was saying like he said that me and his ear hindered the investigation, but I would think about it. Also, like my issue isn't something that's going to pop up in the next few days. If
I
there's
was
something
making
more pressing, I know, but I'm trying to give you advantage on your roll because if there's something right now that we need to deal with, I also have spent plenty of time in the library. So therefore, there's no
Sure.
reason that I wouldn't help you with your investigation instead.
Yeah, if you want to help him, you can get it. Well, you'd have a
A
plus
plus
two.
two,
On it.
yeah.
Plus
Yeah.
two.
But yeah, so at
So-
least a little bit of help instead, because like for me, it's something that it's like this isn't going to be something that affects me for another 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I have
Right.
time, and
Yeah.
I'm still spry. So like it's not it's like I got another 4 years of good fight in me before I'm starting to break down.
Right. Yeah.
So like for me, I'm not like no, think about this. It's more like, oh yeah, well I guess this is important. What about that?
Okay. Yeah. So I'll give you the help action on the investigation. We'll get back to that. I'll get back to you guys on that. So, knee check, and you guys make it to the Undercity Market. Just past it, you know that the Undercity Mansion where Jared resides is over that way. What do you guys do?
While we're en route there, Una's going to have a little talk with Nichak. Um, Nichak, I need to bring something up because you said there was lots of problems back where you were from,
Y-
right?
Yeah.
Well, that's everywhere. Just so you know.
Uh, Everywhere has these like planes destroying god dragons that like
Possibly.
sleep there.
Kind of. I don't know, but I just know that I just understand. I understand what it means to find a home and lose it. Because before we went to Strixhaven, I didn't have a home. I
Oh
was just, fire chaos kid.
well, did have so you're saying that like you feel like you found a home here too?
Little bit. More like, okay, I'm going to say the damn F word of family with you and everybody else. Don't tell anyone, all right?
I'm telling
It's between
everybody.
you and me.
I'm telling everybody.
No, you're not. If you do, I'll light your ass on fire, and you know I will.
Nobody's gonna believe me anyways. It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm only a softie around you, okay? But I just want you to know I understand with you saying you found a home here and you want to protect it. So just don't believe everything, okay? Just don't get hurt. I don't know what I'd do if I lost you, all right? I care.
Well, I really care about you too, Una. And thanks
Mhm.
thanks for coming with me down here.
You're welcome. But do you want me to wait for you while you go talk, or do you want me to go
Uh,
take off and rejoin the others and you'll catch up, or
I mean, we'll go walking up there. If there's ever a point where someone says that you shouldn't go any further, then I'll meet you right back there.
okay? Well, I have my direwolf, which if you want, it can go with you for protection.
I'm I'm not worried about needing protection down here,
All right. Well,
but I appreciate
just
it.
liches are scary things, even if you think there might be
It's-
some good in them.
No,
Okay.
it's fine. Like one of my best friends is a lich.
Yeah. Well, let's just say I don't have good experiences with liches.
I mean, liches are goblins.
Both.
Oh, come on, that's not how the game works.
Yes. No. That is exactly how the game works. I can choose who I like and who I don't.
Well, but yeah, but I mean, like, are you saying that liches are just as bad as goblins?
No. Well.
Got you there.
That's a tricky subject because look, I'll just say a friend of mine was killed by a lich, so yes, I have a little bit of prejudice, little bit.
That's fine. I should probably, since today has been a day of honesty, I should probably tell you that my my ex down here is also a goblin.
Wait. Okay, which ex exactly? Are we talking about the one that was like that stood you up that I should kill?
No,
Okay,
and she
because I still haven't found her.
Well, she was just a stripper, anyways.
Aha! I knew it. We all
Uh,
guessed it, but I needed to hear you actually say it.
Yeah, she was. She was just a lady of the night that I hired to come come with me, but then she got paid up more. Star, what's good? Thanks for the
Well,
raid.
don't get your heart broken too much, Nichek.
Oh
Doesn't do any good.
no, she broke my pocket, but not my heart. But
Which pocket?
well, the just this one on the outside of the armor that doesn't come off.
Okay. You know
Okay.
you gotta take that armor off.
Uh, yeah. So,
So-
we yeah.
So Una is gonna head on with Nichek, or is she going back to the guild?
She will wait for Nichek and go as far as she can,
I hired a
and then just kind of wait with her dire
lady
wolf until he gets back.
to pose as
Okay.
my girlfriend.
You guys make it to
While I got some
the entrance
information.
of the Undercity Mansion, where there is some guards outside. Nichek, you know these to be members of the Akron.
Okay.
They look at you. I mean, they know who you are. All for the most part, a lot of the Akron know each other in like this area. Um, one of them looks down at you. He says, "A friend."
I look at Una and I look back and I say, no, family.
She tries to hide the smile so hard.
um, they say, what guild are you a faction of?
I think it's kind of obvious because I'm wearing the cloak of Rakdos.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Says right. Says,
What, you didn't hear my antics on a pirate ship a couple days ago?
yeah, some party, huh?
Oh yeah, I coordinated. Wow, I can't talk. I coordinated that shit. I made that happen.
She was the lady on the ship.
Yes.
Uh, he says, well, I'd like to hear more. Unfortunately, I can't let you go inside.
That's fine. We can sit out here and talk while he goes inside and does his thing.
He says, okay. So he lets you through, Nichek, and
You
Hey,
said
little
there.
brother, don't get your ass kicked while you're in there, okay? And if someone does, I'm going to have to come get you.
You okay, Seth. You said there was 2 guards out there, right?
correct.
Can I like whisper to the other one? Like, is Fresca around?
He says, oh yes, she's in there.
And Jared's in there as well.
You'll have to ask Vraska about that.
That's indeed. Keep an eye on her for me, will you?
He kind of winks at you as you head inside.
Una starts regaling the tale while also putting out a little performance.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have a chat back and forth. He seems super interested. He's like, how'd you do the fire thing? That was really cool.
It's a talent I was born with, and she like produces the flame and starts flinging it around like how she does her juggling act.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
All right. I haven't rolled one of these in a while. Oh, come on! This should have been an 18, but it bounced off my side window.
Yeah, you have these guards, not quite in awe, but you have them interested for sure. Nichek, as you head inside, you go to the guildmaster's chambers. You pretty much know your way around this place.
Mm-hmm.
As you open the door, you see facing the opposite direction Jared's throne that he sits here in the Undercity.
Okay.
What do you do?
And you said so Vraska's there?
They said that she's somewhere inside of the building, or I guess you call it a building.
Yeah.
But this is a large throne that you can't really see behind. But you know she's somewhere in here. You haven't seen her yet.
As soon as I get inside, I would kind of like, is there like doors, like where like the door would close, where I hear Una like talking,
Yeah,
or no?
yeah, that's right
Okay,
out front. There's a door there.
okay. Then yeah, I would go in, and after like the doors are closed and I feel like it's like sealed off, I would just kind of Vraska, uh, Jared, I have some important news. Is anybody here?
So as you enter the room and you say her name, Vraska says, she kind of holds out her hand from the other side of the throne and says, "Come here."
Oh, why are you in the throne?
She says, "Jared is no more." Says, "I am the Golgari Queen."
Oh shit.
Says he was a pest in the way.
It was. Oh, okay. So, uh, wow. Okay. How are the Devkarin like feeling about you taking the spot?
Says, she says, "Jared was just a chump." Says he never really made progress for anyone. He just sat here and rotted in his throne.
I mean,
Says,
he did do a lot of stuff with like mushrooms and stuff like that. That's all he really seemed to care about.
and she says, "Well, I have my eyes on more important things." Um, she says, "Before we go any further, did you take care of our little problem?"
I have identified the infiltrators. I also found out that there is a uh, well, uh, let me just. I'm gonna get this off my chest. The Living Guild Pact has returned.
See, I've I've heard, but that does halt some of our objectives.
I'm in. I'm sure it does. Uh, I I found out what information that was passed along to the Demir as well.
Hmm. Interesting.
Uh, they were able to acquire some maps of the Undercity, including various Golgari locations.
What do you know of any of the specific locations that were given?
Uh, I'm not entirely sure. I do know that uh, the area around the Krenkos was uh, heavily mapped and with great accuracy.
Hmm. See, she says, well, the dock, the area around the docks isn't of too much importance. You've never brought your friends here to this part of the Undercity, have you?
Just my sister who is outside the doors.
And then she's not the problem child, huh?
She is, well, that depends on who you ask. But as far as being a spy, that she is not.
Well, she says, excellent job. She says, I hope you understand that if we have any more tasks for you, that your friend cannot be involved.
I I do understand, although I must also tell you that I have he was found out. He's I'm not sure what that means for him and Demir. Uh, I know that his allegiance lied not to Izzet, not to Demir, but to another group that I'm not. I don't know too much about, but apparently the Living Guild Pact helped found it.
Living Guild Pack found. Interesting.
I also heard that Boros has awakened. I don't know that name rings too true to your ears, but from my understanding, it is a powerful being that will be trying to destroy the planes as we know it.
He Bolus is of no real concern for us. We won't be a part of his plans, I'm sure.
See, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like even if he does like level everything up there, like we'll just grow it back, right?
Exactly. We thrive in that environment.
See, that's kind of what I was thinking, but everybody else seemed like, oh, this is such a big deal. So, I just thought I'd, let you know.
Well, I do appreciate your information. She says, but as for your Demir friend, if he got found out, they'll be coming for him and for you
Oh shit.
and for all your friends.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, do you have any tips and tricks for taking out people that may or may not even exist?
She says, well, you are an Akron. You know most of our trade.
That's
That's
fair.
She says, I do have one bit of advice. If it comes to it, I would kill the infiltrator before they kill you. Then they will have no reason to go after you.
Ah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, so I guess that's it. That's it for the news. Um uh I like your chair. It looks good on you. Or you look good on it. It's anyways. I should probably get going.
She kind of smiles as you say that, and you can see her like fang-like teeth stick out from under her lip as she cracks the weirdest of smiles. um, and you see this snake tails on her head just kind of slither back and forth as she stares off, holding one of Jared's prized mushrooms in her hand.
Are you gonna eat that?
She says, "Oh no, you can if you want."
It's so he's really gone, huh?
He is gone.
Oh, okay. That's I mean, I hey, right on, sister. Uh,
She says, "Oh, knee check.
yeah.
I do have another mission for you."
Oh, uh, okay.
She says, "There's someone I need taken care of. The name is Isperia.
I spear ya.
Isperia.
Is she gonna spear me?
Uh, well, he is an intelligence sphinx. Um,
A sphinx?
a sphinx.
That's why I said a sphinx.
a sphinx.
Yeah, a sphinx.
he's he's gonna be tricky to deal with, but I'm sure as long as you don't get yourself killed with this Demir incident, then you should be able to take care of him.
And where would I find this? A what was it? Asperia?
Asperia he is a member of the Azorius Senate.
Ah, okay. Uh, is is it okay if I keep an eye on my Demir friend in the process and just like don't let on that this is something that I'm doing for Golgari and
As
the
long as
Akron?
you can keep your information hidden from your Demir friend, suppose that's fine. But I do need you to leave a mess.
Oh, okay. So
Let
make
them know the Golgari did it.
okay. Is this a an Akron mission or just uh am I just in the right place at the right time?
This is an awkward mission.
Okay. What did the Sphinx do that we need to extract vengeance upon it?
He has helped lay out so many of the laws that keep us oppressed down here in the sewers.
Oh. Well, I mean, that we just kind of I thought that we liked it down here.
We do, but he's the one that makes the rest of society look down upon us.
Okay. Uh, okay.
That not all of us are as welcome as you are on this surface world.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do feel pretty accepted up there. Maybe it's, yeah. I don't know. So, well, I will definitely take care of that. And it, so, do you know where he might be found?
Um, let's see here.
Dun, dun, dun. Did not think I
Speria
was going to
is
get a
likely to
mission.
be found at the trying to remember the name of the building. In my notes, I'll get back to you with the name of the building, but she would tell you what it is.
Cool. Then, yeah. After that, I think I would just probably take off.
Okay. Yeah, you go outside and meet back with Una, who's chatting it up with the guards. They're like, oh yeah. um,
She is flirting the hell out of her ass, by the way.
okay. Yeah, you've definitely made some friends down here, Una.
Sweet.
Um,
She's got like with all the lots of hell that her ass too. I assume.
Yeah.
New Prov is the name of the building.
Okay.
Improv.
Una, it's time for us to. It's whoa, oh, stop shaking your butt like that. Come on.
Oh, come on. Having fun.
Sorry, boys. time for her to go.
Oh,
Uh,
all right. Get on the wolf. Let's go, honey.
Oh no, we got some shit we gotta take care of.
Tell me on the way.
The parent, so we gotta look out for Runner too.
Uh-oh.
They,
Is he in big trouble?
well, from what I understand, uh, blood in, blood out sort of thing.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
All right. So we have
uh,
ass kickery to make happen, right?
also,
Protect him?
it's highly possible. Also, the Lich is dead, so that's cool.
Oh,
And
okay.
you haven't by chance seen a building called like New Prop anywhere, have you?
Would Una have seen that at some point?
don't know that you guys have been.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, you do have it on your map.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we've like spent too much time in precinct 2. Like,
Yeah, I don't think you guys would have seen it physically, but you guys. Well, no, you guys did pass by there, looking for the cult. So Una has not seen it, but you guys have passed by there. I'll show you what
And
it
Una,
looks like.
Una has done performances mostly throughout almost the entire, like, all of uh Ravnica at some point because of the
Okay.
pop-up shows and stuff. So that's
Okay.
why I was asking. It's like maybe she could have been there, but not seen it the same way as the group did.
Yeah, like I'm sure you would have noticed that it was the Azorius area, but you probably don't know what exactly their buildings are. You know.
Okay.
Um,
She'll
this
she'll tell Nichek then. Maybe I don't know.
okay.
Who are the Azorians again?
the Azorius Senate is the kind of like the police force
My fan just like
of
kicked
Ravnica.
on
Okay,
hard.
yeah, that's who I thought they were.
I've seen their officers, but I've never seen. I don't think I went anywhere near their building.
Yeah, you guys know of one.
So we met him on
Azorius
the, when we
restaurant.
first got here. They were that guy that administered the test. I believe was one of them.
Yeah, Dornil Noble Pike. You guys have ran into a couple times, for sure. Yeah. So, Runner, you were searching for clues as to where ZD may have went.
Not my fan.
Um,
The bathroom.
Or if
in the
she's
next
just
room.
still at Ghostfire, like headquarters.
physically, no, uh, but you don't see any sign that she's like abandoned the guild. Um, you know she's probably in hiding, much like you were somewhat trying to do. um, but with your investigation check, um, you do find a inside of the librarian's desk. There is 3 books. Each one covers the history of different guilds. Um, you see one about the cult of Rakdos. You see one about the Selesnian Conclave, and you see one about the Gruul clans. You know that she does work this librarian desk a lot, so maybe that's some kind of clue.
Okay, I'll take those with me.
Okay. For Blackwell and Avril, searching for information on, you said the Selesnia Conclave and the what was the other one?
Golgari.
Golgari. Okay. Um, go ahead and roll a d4 for me, Alex.
And if I'm actively helping him, I would also like to, on my own, try and find out about witches.
Okay. Um, 3.
It wouldn't be a fully focused study on it. It'd just be like while I'm looking for books, be like, oh, this one's about witches.
Okay. So Alex, you don't really find much useful information about the Selesnya conclave, but you do find some information about the Golgari. What kind of information exactly are you looking for the Golgari?
Mainly stuff about like how dangerous they are, people associated with them, so that.
Okay.
Like probably stuff that would have been cataloged by um the law people, whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called. We just said
The
it.
Azorius. The
Yeah.
Azorius. Okay.
To clarify, are we in the Ghostfire secret library, or are we in just a school library?
The Ghostfire secret library was what I assumed.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Okay. So I will. So what you do find is you find several, like a list of several different people and like what kind of makes up the different sections of Golgari. So you see some information that says up to the Decamillennial, there is a group called the Teratogans, who are the ruling class of Golgari, and they mostly consisted of non-humanoids such as plants, mutants, harpies, nagas, griffins, and centaurs. Nowadays, they hold no status. You see one about the group called the Divkarin, who are brooding, winsome, and often an ambitious race of elves. Um, the of all the factions of Golgari, they press most for the expansion of the Golgari territory. You know that there is a branch of the Devkarin that are called the Sicilia, that are a group of spies that work for the guild master. You find a group about a group called the Lotolith. They are the faction of Golgari that are made of undead, necromancers, and fungus binders, and other members associated with the Restless Dead. They, you know that most of them are mostly mindless fungal constructions, but the Lotolith do have some more or less intelligent undead among them. They generally serve as the labor force for the Gruul, or the Golgari. And then you got another section called the Krull, which are a group of like insect-like beings. They are six-legged insect-type beings with an outer armor shell. These Krull are the military force of the Golgari. And lastly, you find a group called the Okran, which are a Golgari cult of mercenaries that operate from the Undercity, specializing in vengeance killings. They are led by a lot of them are the Devkarin elves inside of the Okran.
Okay, so learned a bit about the hierarchy there.
Yeah, it's not really like a hierarchy. Like none of them's really necessarily above the others, but those are the different groups. They're factions of Golgari.
Okay.
Kind of what they do.
Kind of like how the Gruul have the different factions that all handle what they do differently.
Correct.
Ew! or how the Izzet has different labs.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. For Avril, you said you wanted to look for um information about liches, right?
Yeah, just general input, like, because I would assume that he probably didn't pick up too much on that in school. He was trying to figure out like how they're created, what one might have to do to become a lich.
Okay. Um, so you know that liches are considered, or you find stuff that tells you that liches are generally, or they're always considered undead. They typically are wizards that have um, tried to gain immortality through one way or another. Um, they try to further their own power at any cost, having no interest in the affairs of the living. Um, they are, since they are typically wizards, they do um, they do know a lot of powerful magic. Those are kind of the things you find out about liches in your search, just offhand.
So nothing about how to become a lich.
Not in a like glossing over investigation of it. Yeah, that's kind of just what you learn as far as skimming over general information about liches.
Okay.
um, I guess you'd also know that liches bind their souls to something called a phylactery, which Avril I don't think would know what that would be.
It's just a thing. Yeah, I was just
Right.
thinking like we're in the secret library of the fucking people that like have control over multiple planes. I think that they might know something more.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's probably out there, but that's just an offhand search. If you want to roll an investigation check, you could look deeper if you'd like.
I would say that that information did not please Admiral, and he will try to look further into that.
Okay, I was just giving you
He's
information.
like, this is, yeah, no, I know, I feel you, I feel you. He was just like, he's just like, oh yeah, lich. Oh yeah, well we learned that in school. A phylactery. I don't even barely know how to say that word. Yeah, so he'll do an investigation check to see if he can find out more about how they're actually created. Because like the goal being not to, he doesn't know whether or not what Me's decision to like, or not decision, but like he wants to better educate Me's decision with possible information that he might not know about becoming a lich. Because for him, he doesn't know enough about them to say one way or the other. He just knows stories about how they're all evil as shit. Like he's just
Gotcha.
like, oh, well, everything I've heard about them are evil, so I should probably see whether or not that's true. And
That's fair.
I'm just gonna give him the information he needs to make the decision he needs to make.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Dope. Can I get advantage for absolutely no reason?
You're gonna say no. That
Oh,
wasn't
darn.
that wasn't insight though. What's your investigation modifier?
Awesome. My insight and investigation are the same.
Oh, okay. Um, let me see here. If there's anything else.
I'm not gonna become a lich, just so everybody's
So
aware.
I know that you said I couldn't have a but can I off like yeah?
Do I now? Kind of roboted out there for a second.
That was just a stupid request again. I was just like, so yeah, didn't get the advantage, but how about just an auto success? Like that'd be cool.
I'll tell you two more pieces of information that you find out with your investigation. You
Still better than I thought I was gonna get.
you know that liches don't require air, food, or drink, or sleep, and you know that they often don't go by their former names.
Okay.
Not quite what you're looking
So-
for, but something.
No, but it's something. So from what I've learned is that they're specified as undead. They have their soul separated from them. Okay, so I guess I wouldn't know that, not knowing what a phylactery is, but I know that they can't be destroyed unless they destroy a thing.
Yeah, you know that they bind their soul to an item.
Yeah, okay, so their soul is separated. So I do know that. So they bind their soul to an item. And they changed their names. I forgot the one right before the last one.
They don't require air, food, drink, or sleep, and they're undead. So
Yeah,
good job.
okay. So yeah, I was just saying, so undead. So yeah, I'll keep that information logged away, and kind of be like, yeah. So his angle is gonna be kind of like, all right. So this is what I found out about liches. Like, I know you're about vengeance and everything right now, but like, are you willing to die for this?
Fair. In the meantime, while Avril searches for that information, Blackwell and Runner, you guys have finished up your search for information. Did you guys say you wanted to have a chat, or was there something you guys wanted to do in the meantime? Well,
I just wanted to tell him about my meeting with Niv specifically about how worried he looked.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll fill you in on everything I told the rest of the group if you weren't there for that part about me, about House Demir and all of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Punch this book. Ah.
as you guys fill each other in, and Avril looks around for his information, Nietzsche and Una, are you guys heading straight back to the Ghostfire headquarters, or are you going to Precinct 3?
Probably go back to Ghostfire to see if they're there.
Okay.
I mean,
Um,
I thought we were meeting them at Celestia.
actually, Una will send like, let's see here, Precinct 3. It's totally the opposite way.
100%.
Damn it. Because yeah, we did agree to meet them at Precinct 3, so we wouldn't know they left. They're still at Ghostfire, so yeah, I guess we could go to Precinct 3.
I was gonna say also your guys' long trip and talk and all that stuff probably didn't take probably took as long as our
Yeah.
research group.
Yeah, I was going to tell you guys that it's been about 2 hours since they left, so you figure it's probably time to start going. You guys in Ghostfire. If that's what you want to do.
Yes, I think knowing that was
Yeah.
something we had to accomplish as well, I'm sure that we would have immediately upon getting whatever answers we were looking for headed that way.
Hey, welcome in.
Yeah,
So,
Those of you that
I
are just
feel
joining
like
us.
that's like why Avril didn't get all the answers he wanted. He's just like, nah, this isn't enough about liches, and he's just like looking through books. And they're just like, Avril, what are you doing? We gotta go. And he's just like, oh, I'm gonna punch these books.
So Nietzsche and Una, as you guys are first, I need one of you guys to roll me a d20, please.
Okay.
Do it.
Ugh. It's a 10.
Runner, Blackwell, and Avril, one of you guys, I need to roll a d20 as well.
Who's feeling low?
I'll do it.
No, that'll work.
We got a 6.
Okay.
So you guys make it to precinct 3, Una and Nietzsche.
Right up 10.
Same as soon. You check.
You guys over here.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, so you guys make it just inside the walls of the precinct 3, where you see the scenery has definitely changed to a more natural type of architecture. Um, you guys see the housing areas to your left and right. You see this giant, enormous tree on the north side of the precinct that sticks out among all the buildings. Uh, no sign of the rest of your friends. Where do you guys go?
I forgot totally the player where we're supposed to go here.
You guys know that you're supposed to be going to the Verdandi Center, the headquarters of the Selesnya Guild.
Yeah,
All right, we can head in there.
the Great Concourse is where we're supposed to go, right?
You didn't really say, but that's a good logical assumption.
If we got to go to a place for a guild meeting, that seems like yeah.
Neutral territory, yeah.
Okay, so get over here.
That is a really big tree, though.
It is. No wonder Admiral kind of like the idea of being here.
That's completely understandable.
Yeah. By the way, Nichek, before the others get here,
Mm-hmm.
I need to point out something. You know, I told you why I don't like the family and friends thing, right?
No, you've just always said it was the F word.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Don't tell anybody else. But it's because friends usually mean that you get a weakness, like someone can use them against you.
Oh, that's very
I
true.
I don't want that to happen because you know how I'm into shady shit. The last thing I want to see is people I care about, like you, get, you know, hurt because of me.
Well, I mean, let's let's be real for a second. All of us have done some shady shit.
Please.
No.
You have yet to hear half of my shady shit. You've only heard just a tiny bit, like me burning down a house after a goblin tricked me into kissing him, and getting thrown in jail. But that's just a tiny, tiny bit. I didn't even tell you half the shit I've done.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I suppose I don't really know. I like everything. Uh, I mean, I I mean, I'm an assassin, Una.
Yes, I noticed. You got the get up. And she motions to the armor.
It's like, well, I mean, I got this armor before. Like, I actually am like a full fledged get sent on missions to kill people assassin.
Yeah, well, I kind of know that from what we did with the whole, go into that one place and kill that council of ghosts. Wasn't hard to
Yeah,
figure out.
that's fair. I'm just saying I've done some stuff too.
Okay, well, thing is that when I met you, you hadn't done any of that shady shit. And I'm proud of you
That's,
for doing shady shit.
I learned from the best.
Yes, you did. Um, But I do. I mean it. Don't tell the others, but like you, out of everybody, you're my favorite. Okay,
That's
and I don't want anyone else to know that between you and me.
all
Only.
right.
That's why I want you to tell them.
I won't tell them you said the F word.
Family. Okay, that's the
That's
only F word I'm going to say around you.
that's yeah.
All right.
Besides draconic fucks. That F
So
word I'll say all the time.
as you guys make it into the Great Concourse, you guys see the architecture here is vastly different from the rest of Ravnica. Um, where you guys end up in the center of it is like these tall spires that kind of protrude from the forest underneath. Uh, they kind of like soar through the trees. They have the Selesnya Guild symbols on top of each of the buildings. Surrounding each of the spires, they're kind of open to the outside air. Uh, they have these gardens that like surround them. They're like all nicely kept and everything. You see several Selesnyan. It looks like probably priests, druids, stuff like that. They are just kind of meandering about the area.
These people look really fancy.
Yeah. It's a good thing I look like really cute in this outfit. Although I may be a little more intimidating and darker than the rest of them.
Do you feel like they're staring at us? I feel like they're staring at us.
They're gonna be staring at us no matter what because you and I we look like fucking badasses.
Fair point.
And anyone who's staring, Una's gonna look at him and go, "What the fuck are you staring at? We're just two people walking through here."
Yeah, he's
Hello, kind sir. Hello, kind madam.
you guys see a man and a woman. They both look like they're like the man's kind of older. He's walking with a cane. The woman's kind of behind him, and they kind of like smile and nod at you, and you're like, "What the fuck are you staring at?" And they're like, "Oh," they just kind of go the other direction.
We're looking for what is it called again?
The Verdandi Center.
We're looking for the Verdandi Center. Is can can someone point us to the direction?
There is a man that comes up and he says, "The Verdandi Center."
Una would be
Yeah.
riding her dire wolf still.
Of course. He says the Verdani Center is near the great tree Vitsugatsu.
Oh, so we came to the wrong spot.
You did indeed, my friends. He says, what brings you to the Selesnya Conclave anyway? So look like from around here.
In important news that we are only able to share with the leader of the guild.
It's none of your beeswax.
Una, be nice to the kind old man.
Una just sticks out her tongue like,
Pardon my intrusion. I didn't mean.
It's official business that doesn't concern you unless, you're one of the big heads.
He says, "Well, that's not my place, but yeah, just to the north at Vitugatsi, that's where the great tree is. You'll be able to find the Tristani there."
That's perfect. Thank you for your directions, and I apologize for my sister on the wolf.
Oh, it's fine. She said,
I'm just a badass bitch, okay? I have a resting bitch face. I gotta deal with it.
he
She is single though, and I give him a couple of elbows.
says, kind of a nervous laugh.
Una's just gonna pretend she didn't hear that.
All right. So you guys are gonna head on north to the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. About this time, the rest of you guys come into precinct 3. See something similar. The housing district on both sides. You see the giant tree to the north and the circle of buildings down to the eastern side. What do you guys do?
Well, Avril is immediately drawn to the tree. It's like, we should go to the tree.
That's fair. Fair.
I don't think anybody lives at the tree. We should probably go to that big building over there to see if that's where their leaders are. We're supposed to meet with their leaders instead of a meeting.
so tired of buildings. We should go to the big tree.
Well, you go to the big tree. I'm headed for that building. We can meet up afterwards if you like.
Okay. It just heads off.
Wouldn't we have learned like what all do we learn which building to go to with this Lenzia?
You know it's the guild headquarters. You guys didn't really ask too many questions.
Yeah, I didn't think about that when I was studying them.
Oh yeah. So when you were studying, you I guess you would have found probably a little bit of information about Selesnya. I guess you would have learned that the let me see here.
They like to party.
You would have learned that the Vitsugatsi, the giant tree, is a cathedral and is the epicenter of Selesnya.
I was about to get to this tree and find
so
out
we're
it's a
looking for
building.
cathedral. That makes
Yeah.
sense for a cult.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not really a cult, but kind of, yeah, I guess.
Church.
Yeah, and you know that Concordance is the old city. It's kind of the oldest section of the precinct. Those are probably some general things you would have learned.
Okay. So, if that's the case, then
To the tree.
Runner should know that too. 'Cause I definitely would have told him. Like, was I muted when I said that?
No, I heard you. Yeah.
Okay.
So to the tree, I assume. um,
I feel like Avril started study session with them, and then he got distracted, so he didn't learn any of that. Then he got there and saw a big tree, and was like, "Oh, big tree!" It was just went that way.
naturally, yeah.
That totally checks out. And then he gets to the tree and find out it's a cathedral.
Son of a bitch!
For an old man, he's got the attention span of a child.
All right.
That is fair for a man that spends his time putting things.
So you guys do Nichek and Una. You guys come to the base of this these smaller trees that surround this much larger tree in the center. There's several stairways that look like they're made of the tree, that kind of circle all around this these buildings that are kind of built into the tree. Just at the base of it, there's a little fountain that stands at the base of the tree. Behind you, you see a familiar Kinku running up, tree.
Oh, look, I think I spot Avril.
Thought I heard him coming.
What mana type is here?
Uh,
What ley lines run underneath this tree?
You could definitely sense a strong white and green aligned ley lines that run through here.
All right, so I
So,
do have a strong affinity with this area.
yes, yeah. This looks like home to you, as much as you've seen on Ravnica, at least.
As close as I'm gonna get on this fucking place.
Right. Shortly after you guys meet up with Avril, Runner and Blackwell come walking up the path as well.
Una's just leaning on her dire wolf and just kind of gives them a wave while she's leaning on its head and petting it.
So, yeah, you guys all meet up together. What do you guys do?
I knew it was the tree.
Yeah, the tree has stairs.
I would allow the old man to climb this tree and explain where we're supposed to be going to everybody else.
How did you know I was gonna try and climb this tree?
I imagine you are already halfway through doing it.
It is the Kenku way to get as high as you can, knowing that you will never reach the sun.
High as you can. That reminds me of college.
Question is he the kind of Kenku to jump?
Only Icarus may know.
Not yet.
Una's got Featherfall if he wants to try. Just saying.
I will fly one day. Today is not the day.
Right. So,
Una makes note of learning fly spell.
you guys haven't really asked many questions, but you would assume that the guild hall is probably somewhere not on the ground out in the open. It's probably higher up the tree.
I guess we look for stairs or rope or
Some way to get up. Yeah.
I mean, if me and Una were there first, I probably would have been asking like random passerbys, just like kind of directions, kind of like I did before. Just like, hey, try to be nice about it and know that we are probably not a familiar sight around here.
Okay. As you're talking to people, go ahead and roll a perception check for
me. It's gonna be a.
Can Una help with that?
Sure.
So that's a 17. If Una helps, 19.
Okay. All right. So as you are talking around to people, you do hear a rumor. You pass by a one of the Ladev guardians, the people that are kind of patrolling the area here. Mm-hmm. You hear one of them say, you hear him talking about some kind of rumblings that shook the ground over in the
rumbling
canopy area last night. He's telling another guard that he thinks it might be some kind of worm. I can hear you through here. But it says the Silesians surely aren't pleased over there. So, but you do find a person that does direct you where to go. You guys see some stairs over here with the man on them. He directs you up the tree to see the guild master, is the Tristani. They lead you up to this area here. Um, I think I forgot Blackwell's token somewhere. Yes, wasn't super necessary for this section, but anyway, let me see. So you guys make your way up this really large tree. Like I said, these staircases and things that they have like kind of intertwined through the tree all the way up. You guys come to an area at the tip of the tree where several branches like come off. One large branch comes off into the center of this area, and out of the branch comes like it just turns into these humanoid females that kind of stand together. You see several guards in this area, so it looks like it's probably the right place, like for the master to stay. Um, the the three ladies that are sticking out of the tree branch, they kind of look at you and are like, "You are from around here? Can we help you?"
Can we help you? You're like stuck in a tree right now.
He says, "We are the speakers of Mount Celestia. We are the Tristani."
Well, good thing you're not the walkers of Mount Celestia. You'd be fucked.
So you guys are in charge around here?
Well, we aren't, but we speak to Matt Celestia, the true leader of the Selesnya Conclave.
Yes. We come representing what's the living pack guy's name again?
Jace.
Chase?
Jimbo Thornton.
Yeah, Jace
Crap,
with
I
the
don't
J.
think that's it.
Jace.
Jason
We
Waterland.
we come representing the Living Guild Pact. Jace, and
This
Jason Voorhees? What?
yes, we come representing Jace in hope that we might ask the people of the Celestia Conclave if we may host a gathering of the guild heads in a neutral space. And Jace believed that this would be the most acceptable to all guilds, including the Golgari.
interesting. He says it. I do feel his presence within the plane. Uh, one of the other ones speak up, and she says, "Yes, but what about that problem?" And then the other one kind of speaks up, and she says, "Yes, the problem with the priest." And the main lady, she kind of looks and she says, "I suppose we could allow that. However, we do need some cleaning up around here. If you would be interested in helping us."
Cleaning up.
What exactly do you mean by clean up? And Unada's quotation marks on
Prestidigitation.
clean up.
Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation.
See,
I don't have that cantrip anymore.
my friend here, she kind of cleans by like lighting things on fire. I think that might be detrimental to
Yeah, you don't want
what
me to
you
burn
got.
pretty trees.
What you got going on
I
here?
know that would piss off our Kenku friend here.
She says, "Well, not like that. There's a one of the high priests here in the um, precinct have been attacked by something, and we need to figure out.
Hard. They don't seem to move a lot.
Well, it wasn't one of us. Thank you."
Oh, okay.
she says he was attacked at his chapel, and we've been trying to figure out who it is, but I figure you guys might be able to help us out.
Oh, look, a side quest, y'all. uh, no, I say that completely out of character. That was not meant to come out as Una. I just happened to slip into the voice.
They say we will hold the summit here, but we do need to make preparations for it to. We think it might be a great worm that's on the loose, and we don't want that attacking the various guild leaders, if you know what I'm saying.
Would Nietzsche have told
Oh,
Una about
we're just
that rumor
thinking
he heard?
a great one. Also, what is a great one?
Yes, the rumor that I heard downstairs. Yes.
As long as it doesn't look like a bigger version of Nietzsche's pet.
We need this
What's
meeting to
wrong
go
with a
off
bigger
without a
version of
hitch.
Pestachu?
So whatever we can do to help with that.
Well, I'm not sure who Nietzsche is or what his pet looks like, but
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm Nietzsche.
I want to
Una
kill.
points.
I want to kill a pest in front of Pestachu.
Pestachu isn't with us, is he? Because I think
No,
Nietzsche's smaller.
Pestachu is not presently attending the party.
Okay, then that's good. Let's go kill a worm.
So we have to kill a worm to help you prepare for this big thing.
That should be pretty easy, right? Like worms, like with a great worm, like maybe like a foot long.
I mean, normal worms are really tiny, so a great worm is only got to be like what, 10 times its size. It's still like yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be small.
No.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
like a large snake.
there's worms
right.
on Earth that are like 3 or 4 feet long.
What's
Now
Earth?
we gotta think about
Well,
like what a
here's
great
the
worm would
It
be in D&D context.
I mean,
Yeah, those like tapeworms. They didn't say it was in a guy's stomach.
Randy knows exactly what a great worm is. Me. This might have been the test he cheated on.
I thought it was the Arcana check test that Nietzsche.
I don't remember. I cheated a couple times.
Una will point out, look, we have like literally a serious situation, but if you need us to do this thing, why haven't you sent your own people to take care of it?
Well, you see, in Selesnya, we try to foster peace and love. And it's a bad look for anyone in Selesnya to question thy neighbor, so to speak. So
Una just gets the most disgusted look on her face, like, "Oh my god, these people I must get away from." Okay, all right, let's go. Where can we find this so-called rumored worm?
Well, I'd start by talking to Saint Baal. He has his temple in the old city, the eastern neighborhood of Concordance.
State in Bale?
How did he become a saint?
Saint
How
Baal.
does one become a saint?
What's that?
He's like, how does one become a saint?
Well, Saint Baal, he is a member of the Selesnya conclave that has traveled the world to spread the word of the conclave. He's done a great service to Selesnya. That's how you become a high priest.
So you just go and tell a bunch of people about Selesnya and then you become a high priest?
You spread the great word of our message of nature, peace, and love.
I like
Una
the
is
first
slightly
part,
making
and I
gagging
like
sounds.
the last part. Those are awesome. The peace
Ah.
part that goes a problem. How do you achieve that? You're stuck in a tree. Now, I love trees, don't get me wrong, but very inefficient to protect trees if you're inside a tree.
He says, "Well, we are the tree, and the tree is us. We
What race is this
help
guy?
each other." Uh, go ahead and roll a history check for me.
You say me or him?
Whoever wants to try.
It's like the total opposite of Una. She's just not into the peace and love thing. It's just like,
So Blackwell, you're not quite sure, or Nichek, but Avril, you've seen these people before where you're from. These are dryads.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what a dryad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what a dryad
So
is.
Yeah.
he's just like, you. So what is my path? Okay, so what would I have like? How would I have interacted with dryads before? Because I like trees, but dryads are also real mean.
Yeah.
You lived out in the wilderness for a long time.
Yeah, I also cut trees down for firewood. Yeah, I treated nature as a like for me, one with nature is not the same as their one with nature.
Right. Different views on the same thing. Yeah.
So like for me, nature is something that we can coexist with, but we like either nature kills me or I get nature. You know what I'm
Vegan
saying?
versus a camper.
I guess it
Yeah.
also depends on the dryad. Like, if you taking wood didn't necessarily mean the end of the world. Maybe they would look at you like a beaver. It's just necessary for your survival that you take some wood, as long as you don't take so much that it starts like clear cutting the forest.
Yeah, I guess I probably wouldn't have had bad interactions with them being the only person in that wilderness, other than the few traders that I would trade with and things like that. But also at the same time, like I just don't know how that would have worked in the world that I was from because there wasn't a
You
whole
hated
lot
one
of
for a
just
while.
free nature from my world.
Got a mean
Yeah.
ex dryad.
They they weren't super common in the world you lived in. You know that they
I would argue they were probably really close to the fucking snarls, like even closer than you typically lived, just because of like what that entails. Like you've seen them
Yeah,
next
it'd
to
be pretty
snarls,
hard
but
to be closer to the snarls than I lived.
I would
I lived on the Maelstrom.
yeah, but there are creatures that come from the snarls, and an elemental would be one of those creatures that could just come from the snarl.
I would imagine that Avril did his best to avoid dryads knowing what he knows about dryads. You guys don't quite see eye to eye on most things.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I feel like we would have just like come to either I would have run into him at some point in time and then been like, oh hell nah, or I would have just known to avoid them from the single interaction I've ever had.
Right.
Because I just don't think that we'd see eye to eye. Because I hunt, I fish, I cut trees down to make my house and burn. And dryads are all about nature winning, and I'm about winning over.
Right. They are somewhat reclusive though, so they're not too hard to avoid, you know. So
Okay, so immediately I don't see eye to eye with these folks, and this is like I like that it came up in character, but above board, this is the reason I didn't choose Selesnya because of the fact that their main force is dryads.
right. So yeah, they send you guys on this mission to go help this priest out. What do you guys do?
I want to know what a great worm is.
Are you asking them that?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
I try and rack my own brain for it first, but if I can't think of anything, then yeah, I would be forced to ask them.
All right, so we have to go talk to Saint Bale and everyone wants to know about the giant worm. Okay.
So I did hear rumor before you guys got here of like shaking in the trees and stuff.
Oh, that's never good. Shaking in the trees?
Yeah, something about like did you say the canopy?
In the canopy area, yeah,
Yeah.
there was rumbling on the ground and whatnot.
Yeah,
Before.
there was like earthquakes and stuff on like that. You know where we went first, like those buildings over there, and then we
Yeah.
came across. So like there was like kind of like a high rise sort of thing, like to the west, or
Oh, yeah,
the
I
east.
remember seeing that.
So I think that's what they were talking about.
Okay. So should we go there and just investigate, or should we go see the Saint Bale guy?
I mean, I think if we want to get some more information, we could go talk to Saint Bale.
All right.
But I have a feeling that's where we're gonna end up going.
Yeah, we'll go with the majority of the group. That every time I hear these dryads talk of peace and love, it makes me sick.
So to your
So
question,
the triads don't. Okay, yeah.
yeah, they one of them kind of leans over to one of the branches of the tree and picks up a little caterpillar. It kind of like puts her hand out toward you. She says, "This, but a lot bigger."
He just has a deep breath, lets it out slowly, shakes his head, and he goes, "This is why you are stuck in a fucking tree." And turns and walks away.
Okay, so you're trying to keep it under your breath without anyone hearing that.
No, he says that clearly out loud to them.
Interesting. Okay.
I would apologize for my friend's abrasiveness. He's a wild man.
Um. Um. Okay. I need Avril to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Amazing.
Come on.
Is it a magical effect?
Um. It's not a spell, so I don't think it counts.
I have advantage against all magical effects.
Yes, it is magical. It's magically, yeah, it says magical in the words. So 20. Okay.
It's magically
You
delicious.
you save on the Fey charm as one of the dryads kind of smile as you say that. Her eyes kind of glow a little bit, and
I just say, cut that shit out, bitch.
yeah, you know that she tried to charm you. She tried to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah, she was looking at you, huh?
I know your tricks. I'm too old for that. And she's too old for me.
Good. How is she too old for you?
Yeah, who? I'm confused.
She says, "I just."
You don't know dryads like I do.
I don't.
Yeah, but you literally said you got like 10 years left.
She's probably been alive twice as long as I've been alive. At least.
Okay.
Older woman, huh?
each fall in love with another. Hey, this place is probably a little bit more on the light side of what you got from Wither and Bloom versus the dark side you're currently hanging out with.
The dark side has cookies, so
Yeah.
The dark side has candy and
Mushroom
cookies.
cookies.
Mushroom cookies
And more
Yes.
important, liquor.
and a dead grandpa.
Okay.
Oh,
And
he's
a strip
alive.
club.
Oh, he's dead again. Oh, he's alive. Oh, he's dead again.
He's a lich.
So you guys head over to the um
Are we being escorted around,
no.
or are we like on our own? As we're walking down the tree, I'm gonna nudge knee check.
oh yeah.
Would I
up,
know
man?
Dryad capabilities?
If you specifically avoided them, I'd say the most you know is that they tend to charm people, and they tend to try to like charm their way out of situations rather than fight.
I was thinking more like along the lines of how our first encounter with the Dryad came about. Like, would it have been me coming across a Dryad, or would it have been them knowing that I was doing something in their forest?
Uh, you probably would have heard that there is dryads out there, like on your way to, because I'm sure Avril didn't go out there unprepared, so you probably heard
Um,
some stories.
do you
Well,
know Avril?
well, in that case, then maybe you got charmed and you woke up the next day trying to figure out what happened, and then you put the pieces together and figured out it was a dryad.
I'm mostly trying to figure out if we can speak freely around these plants. Because above board, I know Dryads know speak with plants. So I know that any plant in this area, they can get information from. But
With
I don't know if I know that in character as someone who has lived in an area of Dryads.
I'd say with your level of knowledge in magic stuff, probably.
Okay,
'Cause
that's
I
fine.
know Avril's been kind of
I got a 19 history on that specific role, is why I'm asking.
okay. Um, yeah, I don't think Avril would know
Okay,
necessarily.
so that's fair. I just know that we don't get along.
Yeah, you definitely know you don't get along. Runner, you said you were saying something to Nietzsche.
Hey, earlier you asked me about if I provided anything to, the group I'm having a problem with about your group.
Yeah, yeah. You said
Um,
you gave him the maps.
yeah, I gave him a map of the underneath the Orzov Syndicate group. That was the only map I gave.
Oh, okay.
It's the only one I had made, because remember when we were doing that, I mentioned that I was going to draw. I drew out the map as we were like doing it all,
Yeah,
just so we'd have a backup.
yeah.
That was actually for me to give to House Demir.
Hmm.
Um,
So I heard that they're coming after you.
oh, I know they're coming after me. ZD let me know,
Hmm.
but there was one more connection I thought you'd want to know about.
What's that?
The very first assignment I ever received from House Demir, I'm going to kind of look around. It had been close. Was to guarantee the success of you trying to kill the leaders of the Orzov Syndicate.
It was.
Yeah, I was supposed to guarantee your success. That means that whoever gave you that mission, that somebody within your group was informing the Demir.
Interesting.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have known that what you were doing. And it had to have been somebody in an important position.
Yeah.
Because I had details not just on like guarantee your success. At the time, I didn't know you were the one on the mission. I was just told that somebody is going to kill them, and I needed help.
So I got that mission from somebody that was actually just murdered by somebody else who's now in charge of the Golgari.
Thing.
So, but then they're also the one that just told me that you were gonna be like hunted down, and then actually she said that I should probably kill you before they do, so they don't come after me too.
Well, if I know Demir, they're probably not going to kill me. But they're definitely going to drain about every memory I have out of my mind. And then I'll probably wake up having no clue who I was.
I think that we might need to kill my boss.
Wow, that's a lot. Wait,
Oh,
but if the Living Guild Pact is here, I mean, I guess technically I'm not in a guild. Does that mean the Guild Pact? Or do I even have to worry about the Guild Pact anymore?
I don't know. I don't have a fucking clue.
If you kill your own leader, then that's not against the Guild Pact.
That's good.
Well, we may.
Hey, what you guys
may,
talking about?
Huh? What?
Yeah, why are you whispering?
Runner thinks he pooped.
Look,
Really? You've already shit yourself?
no, he
Mm,
didn't.
No, it was just
I
a
could
fart.
smell it. Trust me, he didn't.
It was just a
Oh, I
fart.
No,
thought that
it
was
wasn't
like-
a very good fart. You should really push harder next time. You got all that locked up inside. You gotta really.
Sorry,
I've practiced being quiet. That's
maybe it was just my beard. Maybe I
Yeah,
just need
but
to
like
wash it.
I have a very good sense of smell. I lived in the forest. Speaking of which, fucking dryads, right? Bitches.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I think she was into you. She looked at you like, hey.
Yeah, she was trying to get all into me and then put me in a fucking tree.
Oh, like really into you, Avril.
That's deep.
That sounds like quite the invitation.
I feel as though you guys are trying to distract from the conversation.
A little bit.
I mean,
which conversation? What?
Yeah.
Runner was
What are you
embarrassed.
two
You
whispering
do know
about
I'm
anyway?
not stupid. I just choose not to engage in most things, right?
Yes.
So, they're trying to kill Runner, and I think my boss did it, and we think we have to kill my boss.
Gosh, I gotta punch things. Awesome.
But shh.
I had a hunch.
Not so loud, Avril.
I mean, you can.
Well, I
Why
mean,
you're
I could just
whispering.
say it was the worm.
That's why
No.
you're whispering.
Mm. Well, that's true. You could say it's
this
not
is
worm.
All right, that makes sense. That's fair. All right,
So,
carry on.
I
I'm gonna go punch things.
I think that what we're gonna have to punch is up there, and I point over towards the canopy.
I had a passive insight of 17. I had a feeling something was up. I do have a feeling that there's one more thing you're not telling us, Nichek.
The what?
That's
what we talked about.
I'm like halfway up the first few branches of the tree, and I stop. Like, what?
Is everything okay at home?
What do you mean?
I mean, if you don't want to say anything, I'm not going to pry.
I mean, I just told you I think we need to kill my boss. I don't know how.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
saying,
They have
why do you think we
very
need to kill
nice
your boss?
house.
Huh?
They have a very nice house.
I flirted with the guards. You don't think I got the layout while I was flirting with them? Come on. I do recon while I'm on the job. What, Nichek? I was
Thought
making
of-
sure that you were safe.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm not tripping.
So we have a good way in already.
Possibly. I
So,
made friends.
but we need more information before we can just do that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Like we can't just go busting up in there like, hey,
Wait,
lich killer.
Isn't your boss a lich?
No, no, not anymore. See,
There it is.
she killed the lich.
Well,
So,
wait.
but like, so, Una, I told you on the way.
I know. It's just I'm
I
thinking like
researched how to kill a lich, and it's not easy to do.
no.
Yeah, that's yeah, I know. So,
What the fuck is she?
well, she's with one of the a gorgon, uh, sort of like a known as the Medusa on other planes.
Maybe we should check in with Ghostfire and see if they know anything about her. What's her name?
Her name's Vraska.
Yeah, let's when we finish with this, let's see.
Did you say
maybe-
Braska?
I said Vraska with a V.
Oh, okay. I had the wrong person.
we, if that Jace guy's around, we can ask him, or maybe we can see if somebody else at Ghostfire's heard of him.
Okay. So let's look at the list of things we have to do. So first, take care of the big worm thingy. Then we can talk to Jace about taking out Nichek's boss.
I'm also
Well, if
supposed to kill a
maybe take
sphinx.
boss. There's a
So
there's
if
a lot
the
of hurdles
goal-
here.
If the goal is to make the leaders of each guild into
I mean, yeah, I
planes
guess
who are on the side of not destroying the universe, it seems like
I mean, was
this
that what
is a
we,
good chance to make me.
was that what the we? I don't think we were trying to put planeswalkers in positions of charge of all the guilds.
No.
That's what he said. He said he's trying to put planeswalkers in charge of all the guilds that are fair.
Yeah, because like we have a planeswalker already in place at
Seriously,
Well-
you guys say I don't listen.
He said that Domri Raid was a planeswalker and that he took over the Gruul, and that's why he put the planeswalker Kaya into the head of the Orzhov. It was kind of a,
Yeah,
a
balance
pawn,
around.
yeah, pawn move and then another pawn move kind of thing, That's
Okay,
what
so see, I don't listen, and so therefore,
so yeah,
There's
kind
a
of
lot
yes.
of parts. What I'm worried
so
about.
we're gonna move 2 pawns and then move a king into that spot. Wait, not a king. That's a bad
So
move, right?
I think our
No.
biggest concern is the person that would have the most amount of information is known as the living guild pact, right? So if we go to him, he's not going to be like, "Yeah, go break the guild pact." Like that's
No.
probably not going to happen, right? And 3 of you solidly belong to a guild. If you attack the leader of another guild, that's a problem.
I have an idea. What if we can
I'm not
convince
e-
Jace
honestly,
to
I'm not
talk
even
to
sure my
Nichek's
answer is.
boss about trying to kill you?
Does anybody?
There's a lot of people trying to kill me right now. I don't think we're going to talk our way out of that one. I think this costume's just going to have to do, and I'm just going to have to stay out of notice.
Does anybody know who the leader of the Azorius Senate is?
But like real cool with the leader of the guild pack thing, right? Like maybe we
If-
could just like skate by the problems.
Well, I've thought about it. If an issue arises, at least at the meeting, I will say that I was working on behalf as an agent of the Living Guild Pact, because that's technically true.
We're having this
maybe-
conversation while we're walking to
Maybe
the
that'll
location,
give
right?
me some kind of shielding.
Or we're
Yeah,
supposed to be
we're
walking.
walking and talking.
There's a lot of walking and talking in this episode,
Yeah.
which I am down for.
Um,
I'm like eat quiet every tree. Like, show me another dryad. There you.
okay. So you guys come to an area. There's like these two. It looks like two massive trees that like poke out from the earth. Just in front of them, there's this like glowing pool of blue water, surrounded by several gardens. It's really kind of beautiful looking. But you see a set of stairs that lead up into one of the trees, where it looks like a. You see this like fine, intricate wood architectural design like above the doorway that kind of forms the Selesnya guild symbol.
Oh man, this place is so awesome. That's question marks.
You guys ever seen it?
You're very aggressive today, Dodwell. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed?
Define bed.
I don't think he slept. You know, I noticed the feathers are a little ruffled and the beard is not real groomed. I mean, he admitted he cut it off a bunch of times, but still.
Okay, so there was this one time when I was younger, trying to live in the forest, tricked by a dryad, woke up, I don't know how long later, no pants, middle of a lake, just tiny island, made of roots. I knew who did it. Could never find that bitch again. Don't like dryads. They're tricksy bitches.
Oh,
bet you
so
have, like, a whole
so you
flock out there
dislike
somewhere.
dryads just as much as I hate goblins.
I bet you have a whole.
No,
flock
I don't think
somewhere.
anyone could
There's no
hate
doubt.
something as much as you hate something. But like,
Oh,
I
come
don't
on.
like them just in general.
You got like at least 6 kids. Out
And
there.
also, like, let's be real here. Like, they're living inside of a tree. Trees are used for individuals to build things out of.
Trees also
believe that
provide oxygen
trees
for the
are
people living on the earth.
Yeah, I understand that, but you have to learn to live with your environment, not only live for your environment.
You know, we're all children of the blind eternities. You, me, the trees.
Apparently, I just learned that today.
Yes, apparently it was. Ugh. Una just says this.
Also,
very
that,
audible
by the way, there's so much going on. Yeah, okay. I woke up today after feeling pretty good. Boxed the big ass dude. It was great. That was fun. Amazing. Pretty sure I was gonna die up until about 4 hours ago when I was told I might live forever. Or I could have lived forever. Or I could have been the whole thing that I was trying to be my entire life was supposed to be that. It didn't work out with their time frame. Yeah, it's just I tried to be a magician and work in the court of magics to become a planeswalker ever since I could remember. And now I am told today that now I'm about to die very soon, I would assume, because I am very careful, that I actually am supposed to be a planeswalker? Fuck that. That's such bullshit.
I could actually see why that would be a problem for you, Avril.
I'm literally like, I don't know what how old are you supposed to live? How old is your race supposed to live? Mine, 50. I am 36.
I could see where you're having the problem.
Been trying to be a planeswalker since I was 12.
Well, if you think about it, though, Avril, like the way that he explained it to us is that we all are meant to be planeswalkers, right?
No, no,
Well,
no.
yes, see that. But you see where my problem with it comes.
But hang on.
I tried to get into Strixhaven for my whole life. Then I gave up on it and became a wildman.
Yes.
And then I enjoyed my life. I was having a great life. I was living in the woods. I learned about my maelstrom. I was able to speak with it, communicate with it, and then I was at school with a bunch of children. No offense, but yes, a bunch of children.
But
Now,
if you think about it, though, technically, if it was all meant to be, like you said, we would have to wait till Nichak came of age, which means you had to wait for him to be born.
yes, yes, yes. But why was I born then, not then? You know?
I don't know. The fates work in dumbass ways.
Yeah, they're fucking stupid, right?
They're assholes.
Why would they want old man
Guys, look
when
over and
young
see.
man could be good?
You guys see Nietzsche with his face uh, being covered by, like, his bottom portion of his face is covered by the wolf.
Una is still sitting on her wolf, so she'll just look down. Nichak, what's wrong? Why are you burying
Nothing.
your face in my wolf?
Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong at all.
Nichak. Una will jump down off the wolf and like pull him away. What is it?
Just like
Oh.
pull the wolf's tail up over my face real quick. Just like a giant
you lose-
mustache.
Did you lose your beard?
What?
Let
No.
me see, Nichak.
It's on the ground over there. It's floating in the pond.
Oh no. It'll grow back. You just need to get older again.
That's
all.
I don't.
It's okay. Come on. Pet the wolf. Pet the wolf. Yes, there we go.
Can I have some
Pet
of your
that wolf.
hair?
You are not shaving. Besides, it'll go away by the end of the day. This thing only sticks around until tomorrow dawn.
Okay.
Your
Here.
face looks
Get on the
normal
wolf
again.
and put your head
Good
on
night.
its head, okay? If you put your head on its head, the hairs will stick up so it looks like you have a mini beard. Heck, you could have a wolf beard. There you go.
That's yeah. Okay.
There you go. That's okay. There. Ride the wolf. I'll be right behind you. Okay.
So,
You
Blackwell,
should just kill something. That always works for me.
are you talking to the lady over there?
I was making my way inside the building,
Okay.
but I noticed they were in the stairs, so I didn't know if they were in the way or not.
No, you could probably make your way around. They're all just heading inside of the chapel.
Okay.
I figure we're all
So-
walking and talking at the same time.
Yeah, as you guys head over here, I think this is where I'm going to call it for today because don't want to get too much farther into it with 4 minutes left. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of discussion on that, but it was, I think a lot got accomplished there.
Lots
Still,
of story. Lots of story.
Yeah.
Character progression. Buddha said family.
Sorry, Jack. You just
Aw.
Oh, he lost the beard.
that's what happens when you drink out of strange flowing ponds.
It's fair.
Oh.
The fair assumption.
All right.
All right, guys. So yeah, we'll stop there for today.
Everything I'm doing through your mic.
Well, stop doing so much.
I'll-
What do you expect me to do?
Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, join us on Discord. If you really like what we do and want to help us make it even better, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Dungeon Oasis. You guys rock. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you want to catch up on previous episodes, they're over on YouTube. Just search Dungeon Oasis streams. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna look for a raid to send you guys out on, but love y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank you. It looks like no one's online. So, cheers.